Okay. Steve? Can you hear me?
What in the world was that?
No, my bad. I was just trying to get everything. I was trying to get everything ready. So we're kind of like shooting this off the hip because Steve got to wake up super early in the morning, and I've been having mad computer issues. So we're just trying to get this shit out as soon as possible so Steve can go to sleep. What's going on, Steve? How you doing?
Oh, that was actually pretty. You know what? It caught me by surprise, but it was actually entertaining to watch.
Oh no, I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose.
Oh, okay. All right, that was on purpose. But it,
Yeah.
it, it was still pretty cool. But you could have at least warned me because I
No, I,
thought.
I, know, I should have told you, but like I'm just trying to get this show out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to share this on Twitter, Discord, all this shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's no problem. But yeah, like for me, the day, the week, the weekend, I should say, it wasn't really all that. I had to work on a Saturday, so I had to work 6 days last week, which sucked. Completely sucked. But oh yeah, and what's worse is that I'm probably not gonna get that much overtime. But it is what it is. More than likely, I might I might get a lot of overtime on this week. Waking up early and then stay at the original time. It is what it is. So we got to make the money, I guess. But my Sunday was great. Obviously, went to church and hung out. Hung out with a friend of mine. Shout out to him, and got some. I got a lot of comic books also, but I'm not gonna share it right now because we're on a tight schedule. So how was your weekend?
It was straight. Like just same old. To be honest with you. Um.
Yeah, I heard you weren't feeling well either.
Oh yeah. I got no Thursday. I was starting to feel under the weather, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Like by the end of Friday, I started feeling better, and just you just gotta let the poison out. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think it was? What was it?
I have no idea because I thought I was gonna be sicker for longer, but I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Once I let the poison out, then it was I felt better.
This is once you let the poison out. Yeah,
I'm not gonna go into detail, but once you let the poison out, I actually felt better.
I think I think what happened was you ate something that you wasn't supposed to eat.
No, it was trust me, it wasn't that because I that happened to me before, but because I was actually in Los Olas. No, was it Los Olas? I know I was doing DoorDash, right? And for some reason I started not feeling well, and I didn't eat anything up to that point. So I knew it wasn't that.
Okay,
I
okay.
knew it wasn't that.
So you have no idea what caused you to get so sick. Then
No,
you don't.
but normally because the thing is that when you like there's always a sign that you know that you're gonna get sick, right? And I don't know if everyone's the same way,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, there's two signs when I know I'm gonna get sick. When when um when your throat starts hurting, right? When you get like a sore throat, okay, I'm getting sick.
Yeah.
Or when I start getting like when I'm like really tired. When I get really tired, and it's like when all you want to do is just lay down. That's all you want to
Oh,
do is lay down.
yeah.
That's when and that's how I was feeling. Um, that's how I was feeling near the end, near during that time. So after I did my last order, I went home and I just started getting I started man, I felt so bad. I felt awful. So I went to bed, and then I had to use the bathroom several times, and then I pretty much just slept.
You said you wasn't gonna go into details, but you went in
No,
details.
I didn't go to detail. Like I just said, I just went to the bathroom. That was it.
You went to the bathroom. Okay.
No, that's it.
Okay. But yeah, I'm glad that you're better and you don't have to do. I'm pretty sure you didn't drink the juice like we all told you to. But
No, because I was going to, but then I got better. That's the
okay.
thing, I got better. So I didn't really take any medicine or anything like that.
Okay. Well, you definitely ate something. No one doesn't get a stomach virus just to get a stomach virus. You ate something that you weren't supposed to eat. I think that's what happened.
I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, but that was pretty much my weekend. Everything else was fine. All right, so I sent you. You got the link, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, right now I just gotta send it to my sister, and then we can get. We can pretty much get started now. Um,
I mean, I guess before we do, like, I want to give a real quick. Well, you're not gonna like it, but I have to give him a real quick shout out, real quick, and I guess you'll be able to see it in a couple of seconds now. Hopefully, your computer doesn't start acting up. But I need to give a quick shout out to Young Ripper, aka Eric July, because he once again is successful with his new comic that just came out, Yara, and he's already at $1 million and 200,000 and well, so 1.2 million in sales. So shout out to him. He has another successful campaign, and people are still going to be buying, comics. I didn't purchase it yet. I'm probably going to buy it maybe later on this week. If not this week, definitely next week. So I wanted to congratulate him. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's doing good work, and he's giving us alternatives because we're constantly getting let down by the big two. So I'm glad. I'm really happy about that. And in fact, the last thing I want to say before we get started was that I think I'm starting to change my mind and go back to my original position and say that it looks like what you were saying about the comic book industry as a whole, it looks like you probably are incorrect. And the reason why I say that is based off of how successful he has been and how all these other independent comic creators has been as well. It seems like the comic book industry is going to be fine. It's not a, like, I know you and others would say it's an outdated industry, and it's going to die like magazines and newspapers and gaming magazines and things like that. But based off all the successes that I've been seeing in recent past, it looks like the comic book industry is going to be fine, at the very least, for the indies, in my concern. So I'm happy that I'm seeing this, and it goes to show that it is here to stay, and I don't think it's going anywhere. So yeah, everything's gonna be good. So once again, shout out to you, Eric July, and keep up the good work. And you definitely got my support. So that's it. Anything you want to say?
no, I wanted to get the podcast started.
of course, you don't have nothing to say. All right, go ahead. We
No,
can start.
what do I have to, what do you want me to say
That you were wrong.
about what?
There's clearly still demand, for comic books, unlike what you were saying.
I never said anything regarding comic books, comics.
Yeah, you did.
I never said anything about that. I said that the the industry doesn't care about your whining. That's what it is. That's what I said.
No. You said, well, I don't remember you ever saying that, but you also said that you believe that it's a outdated industry. Don't tell me that you forgot about that.
It
You
is.
said it was an outdated industry, and
It
that
is. It is.
are you just talking crap, or are you actually
It
mean?
is. It is. Print print media is outdated.
Print media is outdated, but yet we still have graphic novels, we still have
Mm-hmm.
mangas, we still
Mm-hmm.
we still have comic books, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and we still have fiction and non-fiction books that still exist that people still buy. So what are you
Mm-hmm.
talking about?
Okay. You can still consume all that, but you don't have to do it physically.
That's true, but when it comes to, as it pertains
Okay.
to comics, go ahead.
Okay. Hold on. So you said that it's true. So you want to continue? You want to continue talking, or you want to say it's true and then move on to the actual show?
Wait, what now?
You said that. Okay, I said that you can consume everything that you just said digitally. Yes.
You can consume it digitally if that's what you so choose.
Yeah.
If that's what you choose.
Yeah.
Okay, but as you can see, I just showed you. I'm not going to show you, the rest of it, but clearly I just showed you
I mean,
that
I don't care about Eric July and his stuff, but is his stuff available digitally?
no,
It's not.
nope,
He's leaving money on the table, if you ask me.
no, he's not. No, he's not.
I think he is.
He wants to continue to support, when it comes to comics, in a physical format. And to me, that is the best way you could have a great experience with whatever it is that you're reading. Like if you want to read it on the phone or on a tablet, that's perfectly fine. But to me, when you have the actual physical book on hand, flipping through the pages, whether if it's a comic or just a regular novel or graphic novel, it just has you just have a much better experience, a much better connection having it on hand than just reading it, on a laptop or on a tablet. That I think that's just how it is when it comes to graphic novels, because otherwise, I mean, what would be the point of even having regular books? What would be the point of having textbooks? All that would have been non-existent if what you said was 100% true.
Well, there is going down that route. It's going down that route.
Hmm. Okay.
So what did I say that was wrong?
I think you're wrong, but it's fine. Well, let's continue on, because we don't. This is not a topic, so I just
You,
wanted
Steve, you brought it up. Steve, you
I
brought it up.
I just wanted to do a shout out. That's all I was trying to do. A
No, no,
shout
no,
out.
no, 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 no. If you wanted to do a shout out, all you had to do was do the. First of all, you're the one telling me that you have to go to sleep early, right? So you bring up Eric, which something you could have done. You could have done the next day. You could easily done it the next day. You decided to do it today, which is fine. It's not a big deal. But then you sit there and you know how I am. If you're gonna sit there and say that I'm wrong, yeah, I want you to show proof that I'm wrong.
I just showed you.
No,
Look how much money.
okay, he makes
money
money. Okay, that's fine. He makes money. Good for him.
Thank you.
Marvel and DC make money, but that don't mean that what I said wasn't true.
If that's the case, if they're still making money, then how are you right? I mean, yeah, how are you right?
You're telling me that because I know how you are. Because you like something, you don't want it to go away, right? So that's why you're always there's a sense of denial in your opinions when it comes to physical media, and that goes with video games also. Okay. When I told you, when like a lot of people tell you that digital media is growing and growing and growing, you don't want to believe it, and then when you see it happen, you get upset. And I get it, but what I'm saying is that digital media is the future, whether you like it or not. It's not. It's like you saying that you. Maybe comic art probably here to stay, but I'm telling you this right now. Digital media is growing and growing. It's growing.
It could continue to grow, but that still doesn't make comics and graphic novels obsolete, though. I think both could still coexist.
All right, if you say so.
It could absolutely still coexist. And look, the only way when it comes to because I remember you posted in the Discord when it comes to movies.
Which you fought me on.
To me, the movie theater, I guess you could say industry, if you want to call it. I don't know if that's even the right term. But
no, it's right. It's the right term.
If that industry could still survive, if these companies would not be stupid enough to release their movies day one on stream. You know what I'm saying?
But if it's fiscally better for them to release it on stream, than go to a movie theater, why wouldn't they do that?
because because look, because at the end of the day, they're still they're leaving money on the table by not releasing in the movie theaters first.
You think so? I don't believe that.
Because all the people who are streaming movies, they're going to watch the movie regardless anyway, by default. If you want to watch the new Deadpool movie, and let's say it's released on Netflix or Disney Plus, if you already have it, you're still going to watch it by default anyway. Well, if it
Yeah.
comes out day one or if it comes out later. So you're leaving money on the table by not putting it on the movie theaters first.
If that was the case, then they would do it. If that's the case, they would do it. I don't think what you're saying is 100% true.
How
Because
so?
if you put it in the movie theater and it bombs, then what are you gonna do? Like Madam Web. Let's think of Madam Web for a second. That movie released, no one saw it. Nobody. I guarantee you. I
Garbage.
don't think. Yeah, okay, fine. You can say it's garbage all you want, but no one saw it. Right? They would have been better off just releasing it on stream. If unless you're a big blockbuster movie, like it's very hard to guarantee success releasing it in a movie theater. And plus, all like with COVID and everything like that, you condition people into streaming. More people consume movies through streaming now than they do in movie theaters.
Well, yeah, because it's definitely convenient.
Yeah.
You get to watch multiple movies as you want, and I think Joe had mentioned in the Discord, you could pause it when you have to use the restroom if you want to grab something to eat and whatnot. All that is fine and dandy, but there's always the experience of being immersed when you're on the big screen. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
you say that, but a lot of people don't experience that the way that you do, that the way that you did. More less and less people experience that the way that you do, the way that we did when we were growing up. Yeah, people are growing up. Movie connoisseurs are growing up watching it through stream.
Well, if you're talking about the Gen Zs and the Alphas, I would agree with you there. But you cannot sit here and tell me that a couple or a married couple or a whole family wouldn't like to spend the day together at a movie theater, having the experience of being immersed on a big screen and whatnot. There are just certain experiences that, yeah, the convenience of having it at home may be nice, but that doesn't mean that the experience will be the same thing. It won't be.
I mean, that's your opinion. I think that's your opinion. Because the thing with you use your opinion and think that everyone feels the same way that you do, and that's not the case. Now, what you're saying may be true, but what they can also do is take their kids, dump them at their grandparents' house, and then watch whatever movie they want on Netflix or Hulu or whatever. They can easily just do that without having to drive and buy overpriced popcorn and all the other stuff. And I will make an argument that movie theaters now they're trying to mimic the home experience.
Really.
Yeah,
You need to give us a couple examples.
like you have your own personal seating. I know there's a movie theater by my job where they have what do they have? They have their own tables. Like they pretty much it's like a mini restaurant. Like you order your food, they give it to you. You sit there amongst your family or friends or whatever.
Well, I mean, but those movies has even existed even way before then. Like
I know movie theaters, yeah.
movie theaters like iPic, Cinebistro, like those movie theaters has already existed even before streaming came about.
Yeah, but they're trying to mimic the home experience, at least more so of the home experience.
Um, I mean, if you think that they're trying to mimic or try to just trying to copy, I mean that's fine if they're trying to do that, but To me, that stuff was already happening even before then. So
Anyways, Nolan, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Ruben, what's going on, man? The song is from NBA Jam Tournament Edition. You know, so Nolan brought out the Garo. Absolutely. Moto, what's going on, man? How you doing? I think he's at church right now.
yes,
Um,
man, praise the Lord, man, praise the Lord.
Whitney's in the chat. How you doing?
What's up, Whitney?
That's like saying newspapers are still relevant. Kind of agree with the big bro on this one. Sorry, Steve.
No, 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 no. Look, I have to say this to you, Whitney. What's up? Shout out to you for supporting the channel, by the way. But no, you're the reason why you and Huvvi are wrong on this is because we already established that newspapers and magazines, like, yeah, they're obsolete. Nobody can.
Hold on. Now you say that. What makes comic books any different?
I think, and okay, well, I had actually asked in Eric July, does he have any concerns? Does he have any concern the comic book industry going into the same direction like movies and video games is going to? And his response was that he thinks because the majority of people who read comics is a niche type of market compared to the movie industry and the video game industry,
Which is what I
go ahead.
Which is what I said.
Okay, but even whether you said it or not, because it's a niche market compared to the other two industries, or even with music industry, you know, for that matter, it puts it into a position to where that digital media will never be able to overtake it, if that makes sense. Because you have too many fans who are in support of the physical media than the digital, that when it comes to physical comics or graphic novels, it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. You have too many fans and not enough casuals to care about whether if you want something to be physical or digital. There's just not enough casuals to overtake the industry to where now it's just better off. You're better off having it digital, like how it is with movies and games. Because you said it. Because we both agree with all the Gen Zs and all the alphas growing up with things digitally. Yeah, we could clearly see that the industry is going to a completely different direction. But when it comes to comics, you know, you still have comic book stores. You know what I'm saying? You still have options to whether you want to give it to someone, like how Jabanis gave you a comic that you tore apart, how he gave me, you know, a comic book. We could trade, you know, like all that still, you know, is in existence, you know, coming together, you know, and with Comic Con and things like that. Like we have an industry where when it comes to physical media with comic book industry, that it's not going anywhere. Like it's pretty much safe compared to when you, especially when you compare it with games, movies, and music. So I don't think there's enough casuals to take over, if that makes sense.
So you think those people who consume comic books, they just live forever?
What is that? What is that supposed to mean?
At some point, those people are going to die out.
Okay.
You're gonna have a new generation of people come in, and they may not share the same sentiment about physical media that you do. Now, I understand his point about you know, comic book being a niche market, but even with that, if you have something to where you can consume everything that you can consume digitally, I'm telling you, especially if it's more convenient, it's going to take over eventually. It's going to take over eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of you guys who sit there and preach physical media and everything like that, you guys are only getting older. So if they talk about how they want you know the industry to strive, they
Mm-hmm.
have to adopt to the times. They have to adopt. And if they don't, then it's going to die out eventually. I mean, may not be in your lifetime or Eric or my lifetime, or whatever, but eventually it will die out if they don't adopting. I think they have. I just think that someone like you just don't want to, go down that route, which is fine. I don't have a problem with you not I don't have a problem with you supporting physical medium, the physical comic book stuff. I'm just telling you that 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 medium is niche, the same way that newspapers are niche. Because nowadays you can get everything, every news that all the news that you want, you can just get it on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can read books on my phone. I can listen to books on my phone. And you can't tell me that comic books aren't like they obviously are going in that direction. All medium is going in that direction. All physical media is going in that direction, and comic books are no different.
Hmm. All right. Well, I mean, I guess we will see. If what you said holds true, but as long as we have people, constantly fighting back, or show at least some resistance, yeah, I think it could absolutely survive. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, when it comes to video games, we've seen how people are now, at least the fans are really getting frustrated and pissed off of whether if it's their games are getting deleted, servers are going down, and games are getting erased. I think as long as that continues to happen, more and more people are going to come to their senses and say, you know what, I think we will actually be better off of having physical discs than having everything digitally, constantly paying for it, and then not actually own your own property that you're paying for. And now I could be wrong about that, but the fact that we're constantly seeing more and more complaints about it, I do eventually think that we will have some sort of more of a resistance, because people, there's going to be a pushback. It's going to be a pushback, and if the industry is going to go 100% digital, where we can't own anything, you are going to have a lot of people that will say, you know what, well, screw this. I'm just going to play either my old stuff, or I'm just not going to play video games anymore. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be one of those people. If I can't own my games anymore, then I don't want to play your stuff. But we can move on.
Yeah, I think that's wishful thinking on your end, but yeah, we can leave it there. All right, well, let's since you delayed the podcast 30 minutes, you might as well start. Well, let's talk about Red Bull Kumite. What were your thoughts on the entire event?
Yeah, the entire event, I thought it was very special, and I really liked how it was structured. Not with just the tournament, but how you had the trash talking. Like at the end, whenever somebody would lose, you would
Mhm.
have you would have guys like talking trash and whatnot.
And the
And
thing is, I think that's new. I think that part of it is new, but well, go ahead, continue.
no, no, you go. I think you're about to say something. Go ahead.
No, because like the Kumite, like the Red Bull Kumite is kind of like it's a fighting game tournament, but what it takes after you've seen Bloodsport, right?
Yeah.
It kind of takes after that theme, right? And they always kind of do different themes to the tournament, right? It's always kind of like how would I explain it? Um, how do I explain it? They always do this thing where it's a whole big presentation, right? Like I remember South Africa, when they're in South Africa. I think each participant had to take their emblem or something like that, and put it up on the tournament board where they were chosen.
Mm-hmm.
Like they do these like big elaborate presentations. It's kind of like, oh, you're preparing for an actual fight. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll have this they have the setup where they'll be in either a cage. I know a couple years ago they actually fought in a cage, right? They actually did the fighting tournament inside of an actual cage. And this
Oh,
year
I
they
don't.
did it inside.
That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. And then you look at the platform they were in this year was like an octagon type stage. So the presentation has always been for Kumite has always been really, really, really cool, right? Let me see. Oh, first off, Brian, how you doing, bro? He said so. It was Enter the Dragon style tournament. Yeah, yeah. I would say so. I would say so. And then they added the element of Rob TV and Li Joe just roasting the loser. It was pretty crazy. To be honest with you, that was really the best part of the tournament because I gotta be real with you, man. Like the fights weren't really that competitive for the most part.
Well, it's like towards the end.
Yeah, no, like in the beginning, like you were just seeing 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Then you saw a couple of competitive then you saw a couple of competitive matches, but really semifinal and the final, it wasn't competitive. You know what I mean? Like it really wasn't competitive because obviously, Mena RD won. Props to him. I think he's the first guy to ever win Kumite and Capcom Cup. So that's a big deal. Has he won Evo?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, for real, he hasn't won Evo. That's crazy. That's crazy. But his Blanca was fucking nasty, bro. Just fucking just.
Let me see. Let me share this.
Yeah.
Because when he
So when he dusted Punk, and Punk was just like he was annihilating fools too.
And he's getting it.
This one when he was fighting Punk, you see it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. When he was fighting Punk, and when I'm watching this, I said to myself, like, bro, like what the heck is going on here? It felt like Punk really never had an opportunity to really show what he was made of in this fight. Like I noticed when I was watching it live, he didn't really do any pairing, that much. He didn't really do like I don't know, like I just felt like he was scared, of RD throughout this whole entire fight, because the fact that he couldn't even win not one round, bro, like it shocked me. Like it really really
from Cammy to Luke, I knew it was over. Cause he was annihilating full with Cammy. But then, Mena just fucking put it on him. And that's when he switched to Luke, and I knew it was over.
Oh, you knew it was over, bro.
I knew it was over.
You knew it was
over. Because I remember the tier list, right? That you showed, and what you and Soul were talking about yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, last weekend. And Luke is regarded as one of the top players in the game, right?
Yeah, he's actually he's actually number 2. Like the person's ahead of him is JP right now.
Yeah. So he decided to do that. He decided to go like he was like, and when I took dude, he was killing dude with Cammy. Like he was doing his thing with Cammy, but then he decided to go to a meta character basically, and he still get dusted, and it was over. And it was over. And then afterwards, after he was in the cabin, he was saying that they should nerf Blanca. And I'm like, is Blanca a top tier character in the game?
No, Blanca, like, okay, because you know how there's a S and then there's A. Blanca is like in the B tier. Like he's in the low, B tier.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to myself, like, why is it like, okay, I could be wrong about this, and I wanted to talk, the Soul about this also. But what I think what's going on is people haven't really faced that many Blanca players, and I don't really think there's that many Blanca players anyway. And I think players are just not used to fighting against someone who uses Blanca, like the same way how I remember back in in the Street Fighter 4 days. I forgot who the guy was, where he was really good with Dalsim. And guys just was not used to the character. It didn't mean that he needed to be nerfed. I just think it was just hard for people to adjust because he was just an unfamiliar character that no one had to go up against. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me also say this: the commentary teams were fantastic.
And him, yeah, I forgot his name. I think his name is
Rob TV.
Pop. What is it? What's his name?
Rob TV.
Yeah, TV. I think Teevee. I think is how it's
Rob
spelled.
TV.
Yeah, dude. This dude, he was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I just go ahead.
I think he's I've heard of him for a long time because there was a reality show early on in Street Fighter V lifespan where they did a reality show regarding competitive fighting for Street Fighter V.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was on the show and along with Low Tier God. And I think they had a match and Rob beat Low Tier God.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, look at him. He's like, the guy's hilarious, and I 100% agree with you. You know, with the commentating team. Like, I don't know who your favorite is, but my favorite is I think James Chen, the Asian looking guy.
Yeah,
and I really like listening to him. But I know a lot of people love Tasty Steve.
Yeah, that dude's the GOAT, man.
Yeah,
he's my favorite, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of people love that dude, and who else is really good? Do you like Jeremy Vicious?
Is he the? I'm not familiar with all of them, but
he's actually, if you turn the commentator on Street Fighter 6, he's the guy. Oh, you wish you never done. Okay, but yeah. If you turn on the commentator on the commentating and the game, that's his voice. That's him that does that voice. But he's bald. Sometimes he wears shades, also.
Okay.
But Justin Wong was good too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I enjoy listening to Justin Wong.
Yeah, Justin Wong. Yeah, he was also good. And hey, is it true that a WWE star is a commentator also?
Yeah, in the game. Yeah, Zelina Vega.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, she wasn't at the event, but she does commentary on the game. On the
how do you feel about her? Like, since you are more familiar with wrestling, like I would defer to you.
I'll put it to you like this. I don't think she's a great wrestler, but she's an amazing personality. I'm talking like movie. Like I'm surprised that she's not like she does like imitations and voice work. Like she's very good when it comes to that.
Okay.
So, yeah, and I can see her in the future doing movies or doing like voice acting work because she's very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Very talented. So yeah. So I mean, like, to be honest with you, I thought the entire event was excellent. To me, I just wish the fights were more competitive. I just wish the fights were more competitive. That's really my only critique, because I like in the final with Nokodu and Minna RD. Like I'm thinking
right here.
Yeah, I thought Minna was going to win, but I thought it was going to be more competitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
And and I think part of it, and I think, and again, I'm not a tournament player at all, so I can't, I'm speaking from a level of ignorance. Okay. But if you have a character that you are having problem beating with one, like, I feel like you should have more than one character to use, right? Like that's why I just feel like,
bro, I'm actually, man, I really wish Saul and James was listening to this right now, because I've been trying to say that for years.
Yeah,
having just one character, or just max two characters, and not be able to, like, because look, you're going to face somebody where it's just a very bad matchup for you, and if you only could master just one character or two characters, I mean, I don't know how, like, for example, with Nokudu, like, he stood no chance. You mean to tell me that Luke and Guile was the only character? Not, wait, was it Luke and Guile? Yeah, I think Luke and Guile was the only characters that you were able to use. Like, come on, man.
And the thing is that Nokudu was also like tearing dudes up. Like, I think he eliminated. It was Big Bird that he eliminated, right?
Yeah.
He wanted the bird, right? And he did it. And I think he did it either it was 5-0 or 5-1. Like he did it rather easily. You know what I mean? But I just feel like if you're dealing with a character where you're just getting annihilated, then I just feel like because with Street Fighter 6, the one thing that I give him a lot of praise for is the restart. Like rematches are very very quick,
Oh,
very
right.
very quick.
Unlike 5, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like when it comes to something like that, and I'm just speaking like if I was in that situation, I would take my time to like kind of think what the hell am I gonna do? How am I gonna deal with this with the pressure? Because clearly my character's not working,
Yeah.
right? And I know I never saw this, and I don't know if it's allowed in Kumite, but there was no like when once in a while when a guy loses a set, then he'll have like a couple people come up and kind of give him tips on
Yes.
what they're seeing, and I didn't see that at all. I don't know if it's allowed. At least I don't think it would be. At least not for that event.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. So all right. So Soul is in the chat, and so is James. So I do want
Oh,
before
all right, awesome.
before I do, let me acknowledge everyone else. Right. So Ruben said that need MK to really get that feel. What I need is for NRS to actually give a shit about their competitive scene. So, all right, so Bloodsport. Ruben said that he wanted Punk to do it. Brian said get them 16x combos. Wanted he said that he wanted Punk to shine. Don't nerf Blanca. Blanca needed that shine.
Well, yeah, like I said before, I think people are just not used to going against Blanca. I think that's the problem. And like I said, the only example that I could have is remember when they were facing, this was Street Fighter 4, but when they were facing Dalsim at the time, crap, I still can't remember the dude's name. Like people were just not used to going against a Dalsim. That didn't mean that Dalsim needs to be nerfed, and I have to hold the same position with Blanca. Blanca's not S tier or A tier. At least with the last tier list that we saw, he wasn't even up there. I think he's like in mid tier probably at best. And I guarantee you now with this dominance with RD with Blanca, they're gonna say that he needs to be nerfed, and I don't think so. I think you just need to get used to the character.
All right, so Ruben said he wanted LTG to shine. F is in the chat. What's going on, man? And then all right, so let's read this from Soul. Soul, it said in theory, Guile does fine against Blanca. It's just Mena is a beast. Yeah, and then James said that I'm here. I'm my bad. I'm here. I heard y'all were asking for me, and he said that.
Oh, go ahead.
And he said that and Soul said that Mr. Crimson is a Dulcine player.
Yeah, I think Crimson was the other one. Let me show the rest of the Let me show the rest.
And I mean, and Mr. Crimson, I think he played Punk, and Punk washed him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but the reason why we mentioned you, James, and you, Soul, was what happened. We were seeing a lot of 5-0s here. Like we were seeing a lot of guys getting swept. I mean, being 5-0 is, to me, that's devastating in my opinion. And you see what I was talking about when I was arguing with you guys, at Soul's place, that I firmly believe that you need to master multiple characters, not just one, not just two. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you need to at least, well, if it's 3, 4, I mean, I think that's good. But having just one main character puts you in a position to where how are you going to be able to adjust if you're fighting somebody where it's a bad matchup? If it's
a wall, oh crap!
Go ahead.
I was reacting to the gameplay. My bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but bro, I was seeing, and RD was just pairing like crazy at one point. Like, look, he's doing it now. Like, he was just he's just constantly pairing, and you see that trade. Nukkadu will lose that trade every single time. Every single time he will lose that trade because I think RD was using his fierce kick while Nokudu was just using his mid kick. So he was gonna lose that trade every single time. So I this was to me this was just a bad matchup. Look, he parries again. He parries a perfect parry. Like RD was just using Blanca like crazy in this tournament.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
but Soul said that in theory, Guile should do fine against Blanca. He's just saying that Mina RD is just that much better. That his Blanca can overcome any disadvantage he has against Blanca.
That Gao can.
No, that Mina RD can.
Oh, okay. I see.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
look, like
saying?
this match is almost over. Like he's just constantly pairing. He was the way he was just utilizing the parry system was just unbelievable, man. It was just beautiful to watch. I wanted Nokodu to win a couple to make it competitive, like you said, but man, RD was just flawless in rounds, just completely flawless.
All right, so shout out to Rodolphe in the chat. He said that it's not easy to invest that time. Pros mentioned that a lot. Then Soul said that if Knuckledo fought Problem X's Blanca, I would put my money on Knuckledo. So he's basically saying it's not the matchup that's the issue. The issue is that Mina RD is just that good. That's what he's basically saying. Like even among James said, even amongst top players, there's still a hierarchy. Mina is up there. Seeing
Okay.
top player get swept by another top player ain't new, is actually normal. Okay.
No,
To
okay,
me,
okay. James, I see what you're saying, James, but getting swept, 2-0, 3-0, I can understand that. Resetting the bracket, I can understand that, but 5-0, that's crazy, bro. To me, that's just crazy. So clearly, to me, his guile was just not working. Whatever it is that he was doing, it just wasn't working.
well, I mean, it wasn't working against Mena, but it worked against everybody else. It worked against everybody else, and to me, my only thing is this, and you guys can mention this in the chat for those of you who just got here.
I mean, look at this, man. Look at this.
I said,
oh my god.
Yeah,
Bro,
I said that instead of just jumping straight to a rematch in this scenario, like obviously if we're just playing at Soul's house, we're just playing the game just to play the game, whatever. But in a tournament like this, if you're getting washed like this, I feel like you should take your time to kind of like reassess the situation, and if try out another character that you feel confident enough to use, even if it's not your best character, at least give him something new to think about. At least, I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah, we would definitely need Big James and Soul's opinion, when it comes to that. But I'm sticking to my original position. If you only gonna master just one character, just have like out of 20 characters, out of 15 characters, if you're only gonna just have one main character, I think that'll always put you at a disadvantage when you have a bad matchup. Always. So, I mean, and that's not what I like. That's what I don't want to see. A position to where you watch a pro player, there's nothing that he could do because he's just in a bad matchup, but you could only use one character.
Yeah. All right. So James said that there's a different mindset of chess and rock paper scissors with pro and top players versus casuals and top players. I think he's responding to Rodolphe there. He mentioned that also Mena has Kaba as a training partner. Obviously, Kaba is obviously really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then James said it's easy to say this when you're looking from the outside, but when you're in the moment, you're mentally juggling a lot of strategies. And I respect that, but to me, I just feel like, yeah, you could juggle all the strategies, but like if you're still getting washed, if you're still getting clobbered, then I feel like you have to do that. Not I wouldn't say do that. You have to take your time to do it. Even if you're like, even if you're not going to change character, you would like just take your time, relax, and just kind of like it's kind of like how they do it in baseball, right? Like in baseball, if a pitcher is dealing, right? Like if a pitcher's like just striking dudes out, he's getting outs quickly. What some batters would do, they would go out, they would step out and kind of adjust their wrist. Just like what they would do is make them stall for a little bit. You know what I mean? Let them stall so that they kind of throw them off rhythm a little bit. And when it comes to like the timeouts in football before a game winning kick, that's the same mindset, right? Kind of like make them think about what they're doing, kind of like trying to do something like that.
And you also try to offset their momentum as well. Like that's why you have these timeouts, because the guys are hot, and you want them to cool down a little bit, like show a little bit of it's a way you can put your mind at ease and not get all flustered and whatnot. Like you need to have a cool down. It looks like with this one though, he just went straight up. Like he just constantly just went to the next round after the next round.
Yeah, a lot of guys did that. A lot of guys did, because I think like I think James said that in that mindset you're just playing and playing. And he said here, like again, you take everything I message and compiled into one. Best sport to compare this to is F1 racing. One wrong move either takes you out of the race or lose position. I guess I can see where he's going with that, but no, I understand what he's saying. Like I understand what he's saying, but like for me, like I said, but props to Minna RD. You beast as always. And props mainly to the production. I thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
It was really good, and they've always and Kumite's always had like great production, but this was next level right there, next level stuff.
This is the one right here where Punk. You hear it?
All right, Punk.
Yeah.
Oh, it's super dark down there, but in the darkness, I need.
I don't know if you liked it, the whole cap thing. I think the guy's name is Z. I forgot his name, like Z or something like that. Yeah, dude, the skits that they had here was just, I don't know, it was just phenomenal. It didn't put me in a position to where, okay, man, let's get the next round going. Like this was just entertaining to watch. It was funny. It was comical. Like it was just really good.
Need to know. You've got that Fly Quest drip. You've got the Venomins. You've got that D squared and the off-white AM90s. I need you to give me your assessment of this taxi drip. Do I got it or no?
Nah, you looking fly, Z. Won't lie. You looking real nice.
Thank you. Now, Punk, you are so dominant, and your gamer tag, Punk the God, but I've never seen a 0-5 donut from such a remarkable player. It was almost like Punk the Human. What was the last time you faced that type of score? And you talked about how NA needs to get better and learn. What will you do from this defeat to get better and get your revenge next time?
I mean, what I'm hoping that I can do is Capcom help me out and just nerf Blanca in this upcoming patch, because I know y'all seen me losing to him too many times. I'm not that bad, Capcom. Like, I feel like I can't be bad enough that I'm just losing to Blanca all the time. Like, the character is something wrong with him. So I think that for me to improve in this, Capcom got to help me out a little bit, Z.
Dude, I feel like I don't know. To me, I don't like hearing. It looks like he's just complaining and whining about this. Because
I did mention earlier.
I forgot what you said. Remind me what you said.
I pretty much said that after he lost, he went in the cab and he complained about. He said that they need to nerf Blanca.
I don't know, man. I think Punk just needs to get used to the character. He just needs to get used to the character. Because I mean, if you're talking about a character who's not even an A tier, and then you want him to be nerfed, I don't know.
I mean, Rudolphi is saying that.
Rudolphi saying he needs to be nerfed too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about you, Big James, and what about you, Soul? Do you guys think that Blanca needs to be nerfed based on what Punk just said? I mean, I don't know if they're still here, but I'm just curious what they have to say.
Capcom, please. We need to get your insights in the grand finals. We've got some good representation, but you know these two players in the grand finals. Who do you think
we don't have
will
to.
take
We don't have to play the rest of this.
Honestly,
This one is good. Yeah, we're good. I mean, look. Listen. I believe that Blanca is fine just the way he is. Blanca is fine just the way he is, and I think at this point, if you are going to ask to nerf a character where he's not even, well, hold on, Soul just say he's A tier.
Yeah, he said line S.
Well, if Soul, if you remember when we was just last week or 2 weeks ago when we was at your place, Blanca wasn't even up there on your list or on the list that I pulled up. Like Blanca wasn't even up there. Go ahead and read James' comment.
Yeah, okay. Let me read James, and I'll go right to So problem is NA doesn't have any experience against Blanca. Here's the thing: they should. Like, I know Minardi didn't start using Blanca. I know he's been using him before,
right?
And he's the top. And I would argue he's the top NA player. You know, I know he's from Dominican Republic, but that's all. All that shit's North America. Let's be real. And he's been. Everyone knows how obviously how great Minardi is. So I don't see why they're not. I don't see why they don't have any experience with Blanca. They should. And continuing on, he said that yes, Punk likes to whine. So and I have spoken about this before. NA players don't like to take constructive criticism.
Oh man, no man, that's Big James for you. That guy doesn't. I mean, I guess
you know what's funny, but the funny thing is that Punk said pretty much the same thing. He said the same thing. He said that NA players need to learn how to adapt.
Oh snap! Punk said that.
Okay. Yeah, before he got washed 5-0 by Minna. But that's what he said. Soul said that I think his damage is a little high. In the jump back, EX Blanca ball shouldn't be plus on block. So So I mean, there's probably a couple things that they need to do to make him,
Yeah, I think you're right on that one, Soul. Because when it comes to like his footsies and his normals, I did notice that it took a lot of damage on just his regular basic attacks. And as far as his Blanca ball, I didn't even know that it was on plus. I didn't even know that. That's crazy because in every single pass Street Fighter games, whenever you would do that Blanca ball or the ball roll, whatever you call it, and when you block it, you always had the plus over him every single time, and you there was always some type of room for a counterattack. And here you didn't stand a chance. So I think you're right about that one. I think you're right.
All right, so James, you disagree with me here. Well, let me read this first. Keep Blanca as he is, and so-called top players need to learn how to play against him so they can grow and get better or drown. And he disagreed with me here, saying that Minna isn't NA. It does matter. Most people tier whores. Not a lot of NA players play Blanca. But what I'm saying is that you know that Minna does. You know that he does, and you have clips of him playing. So I feel like I get it. You have to learn by playing one-on-one, and you can't just go by a video. But I don't know, man. I just feel like I just feel like you should be able to do that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not competitive player, so I'll concede to James. I'm talking about the air ball. That's like a dive kick.
The air ball that's like a dive kick. I'm trying to picture it. I can't picture it in my head right now. Okay.
I don't Rudolphi, I don't know what you mean by this. I don't know who Casa is. He said and Soul said it's impossible to get Blanca practice that's on the level of Minnow. Oh
It's
well.
tough to get Blanca practice. Well, I mean, if that kind of goes hand in hand, to what James had said. If you don't have, that many people play as Blanca, it's really going to be difficult for you to learn. And which is why I brought the whole Dalsim, as an example. If you don't have people playing as Dalsim, how can you adjust or learn what your do's and don'ts when you're facing a Dalsim player, or if you're facing a Vega player? You know what I'm saying? Like if these characters are not in tournaments to begin with, and when you finally have one, it's going to be difficult for you to adjust. So that's why I don't necessarily think nerfing Blanca is really necessary. Maybe a couple of things, but overall, I think he should just stay the way he is. If you don't like it, just adjust. And I'm sorry, Punk, as great as you are, you also need to learn to adjust. But you did a very good job though. But
Yeah, Casablanca. Like I said, I don't know who that is, Rudolphy. James said agreed, but there's casual to pros, and then there's the ones that are above, which starts the hierarchy of top players. Okay. All right, so like you said, we can move on from here.
So overall, do you and Soul still hold that position that you should only learn just one player, and not try to have multiple main characters? I'm very curious, because pretty much that's what I saw in this tournament. Guys using their main characters, they didn't pick anyone else. That you see in a couple of times, but in most occasions, they couldn't pick another character and they got destroyed, completely annihilated. When you lose 5-0, you got a line annihilated, my friend. So I don't think there's much trouble of learning at least 2 or 3 additional characters. But I think someone answered the question. Did you say Rodolphe said something regarding that? That people
No.
have to learn or something?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I could have sworn.
Okay, so his answer: if you're trying to play at the highest level, you will only be able to play 1 or 2 characters. Start with one and then learn the mechanics and master a character, then move on to other characters if you like others. Game probably needs more time. From Rodolphe. Soul says like Punk can play the whole cast, but only his Cammy and Luke can compete against Mena. Well, I mean maybe in other tournaments, yeah. Because I remember, I know they had a match at CEO, and I think Punk won that match, didn't he?
No, Mena RD won that tournament.
Okay. Okay, so Mena. Okay. Can't learn a bunch at once. It'll slow your growth. And that part, I agree. I agree with him there.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah, I do agree with him there. Because in order to really get good at a game, you have to really learn with one character. I'm saying is that if you're getting annihilated, I think you need to roll the dice and pick a second character, a character that you're obviously very good with, but something that might throw him off or something like that. And Punk, obviously Punk tried to do that, and it didn't work.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I think I read that comment.
Read everything.
Yeah,
there's a new one.
Read the message before the slow growth comment. I
think you skipped one.
No, I didn't. At least based on what I'm seeing, I didn't. Like I read this one. Like, start with one character and learn the mechanics and master a character, that then move on to the other characters if you like the others. Yeah, I read that one.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Start with one character and learn. I just disagree with Saul when he said, "Oh, just use only 2 characters, for tournaments." I think you need more than 2.
Well, when I was playing Tekken 5, and like my 2 main characters were Fang and Jen. Those were my 2 main characters. Those were the 2 characters that I was the best at. Now I used a bunch of characters, but when I was at BCC, the only 2 characters I would pick is is Jin and Fang. That was it.
Jin and Fang. Okay.
Yeah. So I get what they're saying from there. I'm just saying if
are you still like that with Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6?
No, which is like I don't really compete like that online. Like if I'm practicing with a character like at that moment, then I'll test them out online once in a while. Like with Blanca, I use Blanca online, using modern controls.
Oh,
And I won some matches because I was practicing with him at that time. Now, if I really lab with Blanca, then I'll use classic controls. But if I'm not familiar, because you don't play nowhere near how I usually play with Blanca, like when in Street Fighter 2 and Capcom versus SNK, like I can use Blanca in those two games very well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But when it comes to Street Fighter 5, like you look at what Minna RD was doing, I can't do half that shit. I can't do 75% of what he was doing.
Oh, for real?
So yeah, so I have to use modern controls.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. So he said, let me read this and then we can move on. Takeda coming back with the dark Kado, and Malta is back with us. So welcome back, Malta.
Oh, welcome back, welcome back.
All right. So moving on to the next topic.
This is a good discussion. This was actually really, really good. Okay.
All right. So next topic. Now, around the same time that the Kumite was going on, SNK decided, okay, we're going to release trailers for Fatal Fury called The Wolves, right? So this game was announced 2 years ago. They showed graphics last year, and now they're showing gameplay. Now this is the first trailer. This is the announcement trailer. So let's look at that right now. That old SNK arcade, and this is the first Fatal Fury, and the trailer, all three trailers are very good.
Okay.
All three trailers are very good. Now, first thing first.
No, never mind. I was gonna say if you could put sound. No, I was gonna say if you're going to put sound, but since you're still talking, like it there's no point.
So, let me go back a little bit. So pretty much they're showing. They have a new name for their fighting engine called the Rev. I guess it's called the Rev system.
I could barely. You could turn it off because I could barely hear you.
Okay. Oh, my bad. So they have a new. So they have a new. They have a new name for their fighting system. I guess you call it the Rev system.
The Red system.
Rev, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
So you have let me go back. You have Rev Guard, Rev Blow, Rave Art, Rave Excel. So that's you're seeing gameplay of it. Now, what are your thoughts on the look of the game?
No, the game looks fantastic.
Does it remind you of a game?
Rewind it. Let me because I want now that you asked me that I want to guess it right. I would say remind me of. I don't know. What I guess you have to think of this.
Well, let's go to the other trailer because they have like there's one more trailer that they showed where they showed off. You go ahead.
No, let's see it. Let's see it.
Okay, this is a character trailer, so they're showing they announced 5 or 6 characters. So let's look at this right now. So obviously, we know Rock and Terry.
Yes.
And so we have that, and then I'll pause once they show the others. All right, so Hotara, she was in the first Mark of the Wolves. Doc, he was in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
This person's new. Now her name is Picha. Now
Okay.
let's look at the game. Yeah, let's look at the gameplay. So they're showing pretty much the combos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the looks of the game, there are two games that it looks like to me. First thing that reminds me of is actually Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage 4.
Oh. Okay.
With more like the art style and the effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The second game is Marvel vs. Capcom 3. With the art, with the kind of like comic book, like with the comic book style.
Mm-hmm.
So
I could actually
I'm
see it.
overall I'm impressed with the look of the game. You see it?
Yeah. It's I could see the resemblance, like for sure. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying I could definitely see the resemblance
So,
of the game. And the way I just like the character model, in general. Like each character that I'm looking at, like wow, that it's just very impressive. Just to look at, like they all look amazing. Definitely a game that I want to try out for sure. Wow.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying this. Okay, so what are you seeing from this?
Let me see. Oh snap!
Her fighting style.
She reminds me of freaking Joe. Oh wait.
Yeah, that's her. That's his student.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's his pupil.
Wow. Okay.
So you can obviously tell with the Muay Thai and all the other stuff. Yeah, so I mean overall I'm impressed with the game. I'm definitely impressed.
Is this a day one buy for you?
So yeah, oh yeah, 100%, yeah. And the thing is that when it comes to graphics, right? Like, and I do want to say this. I don't like the way that KOF 14 and 15 looks. I don't like the way it looks. Samurai Showdown is a lot better as far as like not better than this, but like looks a lot better, right? When they brought that back, and this style of art style, I can dig this. I can really dig this as well.
I'm happy.
So I'm happy.
Are you saying that 14, or I don't know if it was 14 or 15, but are you saying it doesn't look good because it had too much of that, like I guess like the realism, type of art style, like a more combat type of look?
No, it just looks dull compared. Like it just looks dull. It looks dull.
Oh, okay.
Like it don't look good. Like I think from more so 14, 15 looks a little bit better, but even still, there's something about KOF 15 that doesn't look great, especially compared to Sam Show and this game. So what I'm gonna show here, this is obviously Justin Wong. Shout out to him. He actually got a chance to play the actual game. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rewind back a little bit.
Look at all the perks that these guys get, man. Just man, that's just crazy. That's awesome though.
Yeah. So right now I'm gonna play the footage, and I don't think I could get better quality than this, but right now what you're seeing is that you're seeing the let me oh my bad. Let me go to full screen. Hold on. Right now, let me pause real quick. You're looking at the bar health bars right here. Now in the old in the old Mark of the Wolves game, they would have a let me rewind back a little bit. They would have a section of your health bar that is highlighted. Right? So let me pause. Okay, so you see this fuck, hold on. Let me see if I'm trying to look for a specific part. Okay. You see this part right here of the health bar that's highlighted? There's a
Yes.
blue part right here. All right. Now, what in the old game they used to call it a top system, where when your health bar got to a certain level, then all your special moves are amplified, and you can choose where you can have it. So, if you wanted your top system to start in the beginning of the match, all you gotta do is just start it at the very top. If you wanted it in the middle, or you could do it at the end. Once your health bar went to a certain level, right?
Yeah.
So it added a bit of strategy to the game. Now they're doing the same thing here, but they also have, they have the raise system on the bottom here, and you see it has two columns on the bottom. And you see the percentage that they have here, and like your percentage goes up. Hold on a second. Oh no. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. I think your raise system. I think it starts. Does it start at 100? Because when you do just defend, it goes down. And just defend is basically, I wouldn't call it like parrying, but it's like their version of
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
if I
they had Just Defend. I don't know if you remember, but it was actually Capcom versus SNK 2.
yeah, and it was
Where-
in the first Mark of the Wolf game.
Yeah, where you would have to it's pretty much parrying, but backwards.
Yeah,
Instead of pushing forward, you push back, but it has to be in the right perfect timing to do it.
yeah. The reason why I'm showing this is to show you kind of like how the game is going to look when you play it with all the with the meters and everything like that showing.
Yeah.
So you see with Terry, he has his SPG in the beginning, and Tozak has his in the middle. So while he has that, his special will do more. His special will do extra damage.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes
yeah.
sense. That's
So,
pretty
I mean,
cool.
obviously, if you watch Justin Wong video, he'll explain kind of like how all the mechanics work. He'll do that. He could do that a lot better than I can. So.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah, man, like this is a day one buy. Now they said that it's gonna come out early 2025. You know what I mean? I was hoping it was gonna come out later this year, but it's better for them to have more time to fix the game and all the other stuff. So it's fine. I can deal with it.
When they say early, so it's like right after the holiday season, then like January,
Pretty
February.
much pretty much early next year, basically.
Okay.
So that's what they're aiming for. So like you said, like he'll explain a lot of the mechanics to you guys. Apparently you can do a lot of crazy shit in the game, but I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm definitely looking forward to this game.
The one with that one that you just shared with just put it on the Discord because I would like to
No, it's already there. It's already there. It's there already.
The one with Justin Wong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah,
All
I put it there earlier. I put it there earlier in the day.
Okay.
So
yeah. Overall, I am pleased that you showed the trailer. The trailer looked nice. The gameplay looked nice. The graphics looks incredible. It does have that comic book style that you mentioned, and Streets of Rage. It was just beautiful to watch all the way through, and that new system that you showed us where you could can actually pinpoint of when you want to have your attacks amplified or get stronger or whatever. I don't ever remember seeing any game had that type of system or mechanic
No,
or
it
whatever.
was the only game I could think of was, like, again, I don't play a lot of the games that James plays, but the only game that really had that is Mark of the Wolves. That what made the game so special, because it was one, the art style looks amazing. I thought the characters for the most part was great, and mind you, this is a franchise, Fatal Fury, which is well established at that point in time. It was well established, but they were going, SNK as a company were going through some hard times. So it's kind of like I would argue, I would say it's their version of I would say it's their version of Third Strike, basically. Because remember, like Street Fighter 3 in general didn't do well. Like,
You know, it's funny you mentioned Street Fighter 3. We actually had that debate with Soul again.
mhm.
I think it was, I don't remember if it was before or after you left. But yeah,
you're always debating Soul. I don't understand why.
yeah, we're right. Because obviously all of us are Street Fighter fans.
Mhm.
So I was debating with Soul, and I was trying to tell him that it kind of the same argument that I had with you, that
Mhm.
people the reason why it didn't do well was because of the roster, and I said that the roster was trash, and his position was, well, that holds true. I think he said on the first one, not necessarily Third Strike. He said that people actually got used to the characters and the new characters that they added. He said that they actually like those characters, but I think the first two was where people were like, what is this? What is this crap? Where are my characters at? Where there was actually complaining, and but even with that, let's say he's 100% right. It goes to show you. Huvvi 186, that even if the game is good, you're gonna have people that will not support it if the characters are not there. That goes to show you that it happened with Street Fighter and it happened with Tekken 4.
Here's the thing. No, that did not happen with Tekken 4. Well, no. There was other reason why Tekken 4. First of all, look, Tekken 4 did well. It did well, but I think people complain more about the gameplay than anything else.
Okay.
But we can argue about that later.
All right.
The thing to me, the reason why I think the game didn't do well is because remember, around that time, console gaming was becoming more and more of a thing over arcade or over the arcades, and Street Fighter 3 did not do well in the arcades. Now I think it would have done better on consoles if it was on more consoles.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't, because according to what I can remember, I don't think the PlayStation or the N64 around that time could handle those graphics. They couldn't handle those graphics. And now you're thinking, oh, it's 2D graphic. How can it not handle it? But it couldn't.
Yeah.
Without it being like severely downscaled or whatever. So when you have as little people having access to those games in general, how are they supposed to play it? It's not like, remember, it's not like how it is now, where you could just put up a tweet and you could play it. It's not like that. It wasn't like that back then.
Yeah.
And the first time I ever played Third Strike was in the arcade. Years later.
Yeah, me too.
Years later. You know what I'm saying? And then like when they came out with that collection, I bought the collection only to play the old Street Fighter game. But I ended up playing Third Strike a lot more, because Third Strike was that great of a game.
Yeah.
And I will argue the same thing for Mark of the Wolves. Remember, this is a game where the only returning character was Terry. Everyone else was gone. Geese was gone. Joe was gone. Andy was gone. Like, it was gone. There were all the popular characters in Fatal Fury were gone. But I would argue it made the game better, because you're able to establish new characters. You were able to.
Then why have Terry? If that's the goal, why even have Terry?
Because because based on the story, Terry is an important part of the story. And I would argue, unlike Capcom, SNK had a very smart way to utilize him. Because remember, the canon ending to the original Fatal Fury is that Geese Howard dies after he refuses the help of Terry. He refuses the help of Terry. Terry tried to, he knocks him off he knocks him off the balcony, whatever. He tried to save him,
and then he didn't want that.
Yeah, he didn't want the help. He said "F you," and then he fell down to his death.
Yeah.
Now, based on the story of Mark of the Wolves, Terry is the one that raised Rock, his son, Geese's son. Raised him and then ultimately trains him. So that's the reason why that pretty much is the reason why Terry's in the game. The only reason why Ryu was kept in Third Strike was so that people would know him. Would know that Street Fighter game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then they just wait. Who?
I think Ken and Ryu were the only ones, weren't they?
Yeah, they were the only ones, but I think the only one there was only one of them was supposed to be in the original Street Fighter 3 game.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, there was only one. Yeah, there was only one of them was supposed to be in the game, and then they decided to add the other one just because they got cold feet. So I think Ryu was the only one that was supposed to be returning, and then they decided to add Ken, just for the hell of it. So. Yeah, but I maintain that you're able to establish a new game with a new roster of characters, and I mean, Mark of the Wolves is regarded as one of the greatest fighting games of all time. Same thing with Third Strike, and obviously we've seen where they've gone with Street Fighter since then. Some of those characters came back, and like you said, I think Street Fighter is in a great place. I'm hoping that they do the same thing with Fatal Fury. You know what I mean? Like you can, like you said, they can because there was supposed to be a second Mark of the Wolves game, but it got nixed after I think it was after SNK went bankrupt.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm hoping for is that this game brings Fatal Fury back into the forefront. You know what I mean? So. Because as much as I like King of Fighters, but like I prefer the game to be individualized again. And then you come out with King of Fighters, every they don't make them every year, but like come out with King of Fighters every like 4 or 5 years instead of like every 2 years.
Right.
And I would like to see obviously Samurai Showdown. That came back, and I like that game a lot. Fear the Fury is gonna come back, and I like that game a lot. And I do hope they do a Art of Fighting.
Now, go ahead. My bad.
Rudolph, you mentioned Last Blade. Yeah, Last Blade. I prefer Samurai Showdown, but Last Blade is also very good. I would like to see SNK go back to their individual fighting games.
Now the question I had for you is last question I have for you is because you mentioned how it's good to have new characters, yada yada and all the good stuff. But I mean, if you truly believe that they should have fighting game developers, publishers should go in that kind of direction, then we still would have had Alex in Street Fighter 6. If that was the case,
I mean, he was
because remember, Alex was supposed to be the new main character or the new protagonist in the Street Fighter franchise.
Yeah,
but as you could see that they continued to stick with Ken and Ryu after 3. And yes, he was on 5, but I think he was on 5 afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think. Was he one of the first DLC characters?
Well, that's what I mean. I don't think he was there originally. But if he's going to be like, the focal point and the main character, I mean, they did not do a good job, with that. You see that they're trying to push Luke, more.
Yeah.
You see them trying to do that with Luke, but but it didn't work for Alex.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But
yeah. So I think in my opinion, if it's always good to leave the original characters as is, and if you want to add new ones, go ahead and add new ones. My position has always been, and it's still going to remain the same, that as great as the gameplay Third Strike was, or 3 or Second Impact, whatever, I just couldn't fully enjoy the game because the characters that I like to use wasn't there. And if you're not going to have them there, I really can't, support the game the way that I want to, because I just don't enjoy the characters that you're offering me. That's all.
All right. Let me read some comments. James said Fatal Fury looked good. Want to see the whole roster first. Loved a combo cancel system in my fighting game. Ruben said that I would not have played around. I would not have played around without Terry.
I understand that.
All right, so New Pimp 777. All right, great name.
That's a really cool name. That's a cool name. I would love to know how you came up with that name. Awesome, man. So shout out to you. I mean, I think this is the first time you've been here, and I appreciate you showing us support. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show, man.
He said, "I'm only here because I fucked with this type of ish." He said that, and he asked what happened to Butt. Like they've only announced 5 characters so far, so like they're probably. I guarantee you, Butt is gonna be. Look. Here's the thing, because props to you. He's a citizen. Congratulations,
man.
All right, awesome. So here's the thing. In the Japanese, I don't remember if it's the Japanese version or the American version. I should look this up. They had a black character named Marcus Rodriguez. Gonzalez, right? Marco Gonzalez. That's his name, right? And for whatever reason, they changed his name to Kusanagi Butt. I don't know why. I think I did read up on something, but I forgot. Let me see if I can find this. In the meantime, while I look this up, we can move on to the next topic.
You could look it up because it's still, regarding games. So I could.
You could. Okay, we have 2 topics left. You can talk about Rudy Gobert while I look this up real quick.
While he's looking, this stuff up, like I said before, to me, I think the characters, are important. You have like a connection, with the character, and when the character is not there anymore that you love to use, sometimes I believe you run the risk of having a disconnect, with that particular franchise. And I just think, as great as Third Strike is, I could not enjoy the game in full, man. I could not enjoy the game in full. But with Street Fighter 6, I'm fully enjoying the game. This game right here that Huvvi just showed us, the game looks awesome. Now James said, I'm gonna go back to the comment what James said. He said that he loves, he loved a combo cancel system in his fighting games. Like when it comes to combo, to me, what I always complain about, and me and James had this debate every single time. Whenever you're getting constantly juggled in games, whether if it's Dragon Ball Z or if it's Marvel vs. Capcom, etc., I always love the fact that you had a combo breaker on there, and I think I can't remember what games had it. Did Killer Instinct had a combo breaker? Yeah, I think Killer Instinct had a combo breaker.
Yeah. But what did this have to do with Rudy Gobert?
No. I said I was going to continue talking about the game because whatever it is that you're pulling up, doesn't that still involve video games?
Yeah, but it was only gonna be like a couple minutes. It was only gonna be like a minute or so.
Yeah. So that's why I'm keep talking about it. But I was referring to what James was saying, where he said that a combo cancel system in my fighting games. That's what he said he likes.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I just wish if it's a fighting game like Dragon Ball Z, Marvel vs. Capcom, I always believe that you should have some type of combo breaker on there or combo cancellation. But yeah, it would cost you something. So it'll cost you maybe I don't know, maybe some of your life gauge, or
MK has that.
or it'll cost you your like let's say if you had let's say your super meter, right? Let's say you had 5 super meters, and it'll probably either cost you 2 or 3, or have a system to where the more you use it, it'll cost you double of your super meter. So something like that, you'll be more reluctant to constantly just use combo breakers all the time.
Yeah,
Because to me, if you're doing all these 30, 40, 50 hit combos where now you just pretty much watching yourself constantly getting beat up all the time, I think you need to find some way to balance that and try to stop it. But yeah, it'll cost you. Now, what you said about MK?
It has something like it's not like a breaker or nothing like that, but you can kind of like yeah, I guess you can break the combo. Yeah, you can break the combo, but it don't do it the same way. It's not done the same way. It's done differently.
But I don't recall it. I don't recall Mortal Kombat where if you use it, it'll deplete your health or anything.
No, it costs a bar. One of the I forgot what it's called, but one of your special meters or whatever, it'll deplete one of your special meters.
Yeah. That's what I think most fighting games should have.
Okay. So the character that new pimp is referring to is his name is I got it wrong. His name is Marco Rodriguez, right? So he trained under Rio. You know who Rio is, right?
Yeah.
So and you can tell he had the same fighting style and everything like that. Now, the reason why, and now I'm seeing this here. The reason why they changed his name to Kushnard Butt is because they didn't want him confused with Rico Rodriguez, who was an MMA fighter. And my thing is this, like, bro, like Rico Rodriguez, like, okay, let me say this.
Okay.
When Balrog and Mike Tyson, you see the resemblance.
Okay.
You can see why they changed his name. No one's gonna confuse Rico Rodriguez with Marco Rodriguez. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why they felt the need to do it, but I do wonder who, if he is in the game, and I think he will be in the game. I do wonder what name they're gonna go by. I do wonder what name they're gonna go by. But let me read this. Let me read this. Like he said that he hasn't really gotten into Street Fighter 6. Rudolphi, this is a good question. How can a game lore progress if you maintain every character?
Okay, you could still the game. You acting like as if having your original characters there, your characters there, will cause some kind of restriction, and I don't believe that. I absolutely do not believe that. You could still progress in the games by still having your characters there. You can. Street Fighter 6 is a perfect example. Now, one could argue, well, you don't have to shadow little characters there anymore. Well, no, because obviously, you saw what happened to Bison, and it pretty much dismantled the whole entire, Shadowloo organization. You don't see the dolls anymore. I mean, at least we don't know. Maybe they might come back, but you don't see the dolls anymore. There's no Vega, there's no Sagat, there's no Bar. There's nobody's there. So there's still somewhat of a progression, by not having all of the original characters there. You know what I'm saying? So this whole notion of, oh well, the game cannot progress if you constantly have all the original characters. I don't believe that. I don't think that's true. You can still progress in the game. And as you can see, although you still have Ryu and Ken in Street Fighter 6, the main character is Luke. He's the main character now. It's no longer Ryu. It's no longer Ryu and his rivalry with Ken anymore. You know, or his rivalry with Akuma or with Bison. Like all that has been passed by. So you could do it. There's no restriction by keeping original characters, or at the very least some of them. Now, it looks like I'm assuming you agree with Riddler.
I do agree with him, but it depends on how you do it. Because we can make the argument that you can make an argument that Tekken 3 is the best Tekken game ever made.
I would say it's
for me it's 5, but even still, you can make an argument for 3. It's definitely the best Tekken game on PS1. And what did they do? They progressed the storyline. It's the furthest progression in the storyline in the entire series. They went 50. I think it was like 15 years between games in the storyline.
Okay. And
the thing is that they added characters. They got rid of a lot of characters, but they added characters that people resonate with. As long as the characters resonate with you, then I don't have a problem with them, progressing with the I don't have a problem with them progressing with the lore of the story. I don't have a problem with it.
All right, so one last question. How about using the strategy how Tekken utilized when they said that they were, for example, when Kazuya beat Heihachi, I think in the first one, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he lost against Heihachi in the second one. He wasn't in the third Tekken, but I think he was in the fourth. He was in the fourth Tekken.
Yeah.
Would you have an issue of fighting game companies, doing that where they won't be in one particular game, but then they'll be in the next one, or like pretty much like an alteration?
No, I don't have a problem with it. As long as the story makes sense, I don't have a problem with it. And here's the thing with 5. And you brought up Tekken 4. They did like with Tekken 4, they brought back Kazuya. The thing that they brought back Kazuya, and pretty much everything else was pretty much the same. They added new characters, but what the problem with Tekken 4 was the gameplay, right? And people complained about the characters not having that many characters in the game, right? Because you have to remember, they came off of Tekken Tag where they had all the characters in the game from Tekken 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So to go from that in the gameplay it had, which was fast, it was pretty much Tekken 3 on speed, basically, right? They had that, and then go to 4, which is a better looking game, but it's a slower paced game with less characters. I'm sure Harada was like, fuck it, man. Let's just take all the characters, bring them back. We'll create a couple new characters and put them in 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It completely fucked up the story. But at the end of the day, what do I care more about? A story or the fighting? I care about the fighting. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to BCC to talk about the story in the game. And they even marketed the game around, Heihachi Mishima is dead, and he's in the fucking game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, at the end of the day, does it really matter? Like, fucking, we might as well just put as many characters as we want, and the game is arguably the best game in the series. It's my favorite game in this franchise in series history. And then you look at Third Strike going into Street Fighter 4. You know what I mean? And I prefer Third Strike, but Street Fighter 4, you can argue, is the most important game. The most important game to come out for fighting games in the last 20 years because it helped revive the fighting game genre. It did. It absolutely did. And what did they do? What did they do to bring that back? They brought back a lot of nostalgia. A lot of older characters, they went backwards in order to move forward.
Backwards? Seriously?
Yeah, no, technically they did because Street Fighter 5, you know, I mean Street Fighter Third Strike is still it used to be the franchise, the game that was the furthest along in the timeline. Up until I think 6 is the latest in the timeline, but up until that point it was Third Strike. So they technically had to go backwards in order to move forward with the franchise in general. And it was the right decision.
Third Strike was further than 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was a scene in Street Fighter 5 where Colleen, you remember like Colleen is in Third Strike, but you just can't play as her. Right. That's when they pretty much that's where that whole thing was established. With her being by Gil's side. That's they showed that scene.
Okay. Yeah. Because I didn't play, I'm not interested. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so with Street Fighter 4, they had, like I said, they had to go backwards technically to move the series in general forward. I don't mean that in like I don't mean that in a bad way.
But you saw how it was so embraced when they brought all the characters back.
Yeah.
How the graphics were, and the game was just fantastic. And it's still, as of right now, I mean, I'm gonna play 6 a little bit more, obviously. But that's to me, that's my favorite Street Fighter of all the franchises of all the Street Fighter franchise.
Yeah,
of all the Street Fighter games, I should say.
All right. So you said Rio's my guy. Yeah, I like playing with Rio.
He's just a Ryu clone. That's all he is.
No, actually, no, he's not. I would argue no, he's not. I would argue he plays more like Dan, but technically Dan plays more like Rio. Because Dan is just a parody of Rio. But it's not, I mean, you have a lot of similar, Hadoukens and shit like that. But they're not they're different. They're different.
Yeah.
Critical Drop, what's going on, man?
Where have you been? Critical Drop? Glad you're here.
We will talk about the PS5 spec leak tomorrow. Let me see. SNK. Ruben said 5 and 6 are past Third Strike. Only 6 is. 6 is past Third Strike. 5 is not.
5 is like borderline, right? Like it was like right there next to it, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. 5 establishes everything that happens in Third Strike. And then 6, if I'm not mistaken, is past 5 in the timeline. It's past Third Strike in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So now you want to talk about Rudy Gobert real quick?
Yeah, I think this might have to be the last one because it's already 10 o'clock.
We'll talk about Paul Pierce's bitch ass tomorrow.
Okay, so this is the topic that I really wanted to just get out the way, but there's been talks of and these are the type of topics that Huvvi 186 really don't like to talk about when it comes to conspiracies and what's going on behind the scenes and whatnot, especially if there's lack of evidence for it. But since this actually happened, live in the live game, where Rudy Gobert did, a kind of gesture where he did a money sign after a particular call. So, with all that being said, let me just show it because I don't have time to read the article, but let me just show the video real quick so you all can get a glimpse of what we're talking about here. Let me see if I can find it. while I'm looking for it, I guess you could continue on.
What happened?
Let me see. No, I'm looking for it, so you could just go real quick.
Yeah, so I saw this. I saw the gesture, and here's the thing with Rudy Gobert, right? And I know Malta's gonna disagree with me when I say this, but he is a great player. He's a great defender.
He definitely got better. Yes.
Yeah, but here's the thing that you probably will agree with me on, Malta. He's a fucking crybaby, and it's clear. It's clear that it's clear that people around the league don't like him for stuff like this, right? Now, again, I don't know what his reasoning is for why he did what he did, but my thing with him is that there's a reason why people don't like him, and it's stuff like this. There's a reason why a teammate would openly just punch him in the face, just unprovoked, like not obviously provoked, but there's a reason why he and Donovan Mitchell don't get along. It's because of bullshit like this. It's because of stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I don't know what his reasoning is for it, but when you are in a position like Rudy Gobert is in, right, you cannot insinuate to the league that they're trying to I forgot what he said. He said something about like they're trying to make sure certain people win or some bullshit like that or whatever. Like, you need to get off your fucking high horse. No one gives a shit about you, Rudy Gobert. Let's be real. If you retire tomorrow, no one will give a shit. No one will care. This is not about you. This is not about, bro. This is not about you.
But what does it matter if he's a relevant name or not? Like, if what he's saying is actually true, I mean that's a big deal regardless of who said it.
Is it true?
I'm just saying, like, it's a big deal regardless of who says it.
No, but is it true coming from him? That's the funny thing. Is it true?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think it's true, and I legit don't think that he knows if it's true or not. I think he's just upset that he did not get a call.
Maybe maybe. Oh man, where? Okay, I think I finally found it. Okay, yeah, here it is. All right, so I'm gonna play it now, and you all, just let's just figure this thing out together and see what happens. Oh no, it's not this one. Crap, man. My bad, everybody. Hang on, it's not this one.
All right. So while you do that, let me read some comments. Like Nolan said that Rio is not a Dan clone. I agree. It's actually the other way around.
Wait. You think it's the other way around?
It is the other way around.
You think
Dan was specifically made to clown to mock Rio.
Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. But I'm talking about Ryu.
No, I don't think Rio is a clone of Ryu either.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't think so. Oh, he meant Ryu clone. He's saying Rio is not a Ryu clone, and I don't think he is either. But it is what it is. It's not a big deal. He's holding, like most are saying that he's holding the T-Wolves back. He's too slow, no skill, just tall. I mean, they are the number one seed if I remember correctly.
Okay, so here's the video right here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the video right here. Now,
oh wait, before you do, let me read some more comments. Let me read some more.
Okay.
Right, he said that he had no bias. WYM, no one will care when Gobert retires. His teammates will throw a celebration once he's gone. And I think there's definitely a lot of people who will celebrate him being gone. But do you have the video?
Oh, I thought he was going to read the rest of it. Okay. the rest of the comments. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right, you can see this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and before I play it, shout out to Black Top Buckets. I mean, I'm not. This is the first time I heard of this dude, but shout out to him. Not just because of the upload, but a fantastic job of how he edited the video to the point to where there's not going to be any type of copyright claim or copyright strike the way he had edited this video. So big shout out to you, my friend. Keep it up. I should definitely show you some support. But I'm going to play this video where these guys are going to have a quick discussion about what Rudy Gobert did, and which is why it caused a huge controversy because the thing is, Huvvi, you may say that he doesn't know anything or he doesn't know what he's talking about, but the fact that he's actually in the NBA, I don't think we all know for sure he didn't do that just to simply do it. Like you said, everything has context, everything has meaning. We said that many times before. I don't think he's just doing it just to talk crap. But
no, I think he's doing it because he's a crybaby.
All right. So let's listen to what Charles and Kenny and the other guys had to say.
The Rudy Gobert thing. What about it? What did you think about it?
What do you do?
He did that money thing. And got fired.
Oh, you got to fire him.
Why?
Because you're basically insinuating that refs are getting paid.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, Shaq. I didn't mean to bring up whole stuff.
Let me stop right here before I continue. Let me stop right here real quick. Now, Huvvi 186. We all know in the past that there was something fishy going on between the Lakers and Kings on playoff game,
Mm-hmm.
the Western Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Tim Donovan, who actually admitted that he has something to do to compromise the game,
Mm-hmm.
all the free throws and et cetera, et cetera. The reason why that I say to you and to whoever and to anybody else that you cannot just completely dismiss what Rudy Gobert has said is because in the past we've seen that the NBA got caught of compromising games. And now where everybody has the opportunity to gamble, to me, it's not far-fetched, or it's not really a hyperbolic type of claim to say that, well, you know what, maybe the game is rigged. Because I know these type of conversations you hate. But the fact that we still have history that something similar like this actually happened, you can't just completely dismiss what Rudy Gobert say without taking any of those things into account. You can't. Because this already happened before already. No, but let me continue. Since if you don't have anything to say,
I do have something to say, but I'll let you continue.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, so okay. So first of all, it wasn't the NBA that got caught. It was the referees plural. Because Tim Donaghy is not the first. He's not the only one that was part of that scheme. I think the NBA covered it up, tried to cover it up, but they used him as the fall guy because he was. I guess he's the one that got caught.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't the NBA that did that. That was the referees.
Okay.
No, I still got more to say. Now, just because this happened before doesn't mean it's going on now. Just because something happened once before doesn't mean that it's still going on. Now, again, could it still be going on? There's always a possibility. But you claim not you. I'm not saying you like you. I'm not saying you personally.
Okay.
But if you are going around saying that, oh, if it happened once, it's always happening. To me, that's dumb. That's dumb. And you can and people will always use the one time it happens, saying, "Oh, you see, it's always happening." So I can always use that as an excuse as to why I didn't get this call or didn't get that call, whatever. Like again, I'm not referring to you personally.
Yeah,
I'm just saying like in general. So let's say like one day. Let me use an example. Let's say one day I get pulled over and I get beat up by police, right?
God forbid.
Yeah. God forbid, right? Now, does that mean if then the next time I get pulled over, then am I going to say, "Oh, please don't beat me up" or whatever? No, because I don't know. Every cop is not the same. Just like every situation not the same. Just because one cop beat me up, just because one cop treated me badly, doesn't mean all cops are bad. Just because you got a bad call called on you doesn't mean that they're cheating. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the cops, because I remember we had that argument before.
Yeah,
but let's continue on.
And Mulder said it right here. The police example is crazy. It is crazy, but it's the only thing that popped up in my head. But
I do think that's a little hyperbolic. Also, I think that's a little exaggerated. I think, but I see what point you're trying to make. But let's continue on of what Charles and the others had to say.
Oh, my bad, Shaq. I didn't mean to bring up old stuff.
Hold on. It's funny that you not agree with that?
No, but you're insinuating the refs are getting paid at the game. I thought this shit got suspended.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it. Hey, stop it. You're going too far now.
No.
You're going too far. Stop it.
Shaq, let me tell you something. The one thing we could never do in sports, ever, is make people think that the game is not fixed.
It's not fixed. We can if we ever get to the point, any sport, if they found out, it would ruin the sport. It would ruin the sport.
Okay, so he edited this part right here,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I saw something like this on Instagram. And I've been paying attention to the comment section, and what people are saying, based on what Charles Barkley has said, that he kind of slipped up. That he made a slip up right here. And for those of you that are probably saying, "Well, what do you mean by slip up?" Let me play the clip Let me play a clip again. Let me play the clip again.
It's not fixed. We can if we ever get to the point, any sport, if they found out, it would ruin the sport.
So now look, either two things happen right here. Now you may not think this is a big deal, but two things probably happen right here. Either Charles Barkley made a mistake and he just didn't use his words, correctly, or he slipped up and told on himself. Now I'm not. This is not me saying this. I'm telling you what the comments and the comment section, what people were saying on Instagram and and perhaps even on here probably, but mainly I saw this on Instagram first. Then it took me a while to find it on YouTube. And so, like, okay, for example, see, the game is rigged and that ref had to bet on the games called, whatever. So you will, if you
let me ask you a quick question. Do you think he knows that for a fact?
Are you talking about Rudy or Charles?
No, I'm talking about the comment that you just read. The guy who wrote that.
Him. Yeah, I don't know who he is, but yeah, do I think what he's saying is true?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
I'm going to safely assume no.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm going to safely assume no, because I think that he has no fucking clue if what he's saying is true. He just wants to believe it because you have people who want to believe in conspiracy theories. They're so adamant in trying to find conspiracy theories.
Okay. So what did you mean when Charles said if people find out that the games are rigged, it will ruin the sport? That's what he said. That's what I heard him say. Okay, let me one last time.
That if we ever get to the point, any sport, if they found out, it would ruin the sport. It would ruin the sport if people thought it was fixed. And they found Luka Doncic. They had found Rudy Gobert before. I thought they should have suspended him.
Now, this is the one where it shocked me big time. This is where it shocked me big time. Why? I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know that Luka did this first.
I don't know, but it doesn't surprise me because he's a crybaby also.
Well, but okay. Now, Huvvi. Now you see, if this is legitimate. Now, obviously, I cannot spend here looking to see, when, what game, what year, what month Luka had did this gesture, the same what Rudy Gobert did.
I actually think you can.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure we could find it. I'm just saying that I don't want to, waste the time, trying to
No,
look
no,
for
no.
it.
I'll do it. You're good.
Okay, yeah. So the thing is, Huvvi 186. If this is actually legit, and Luka did this too, now that it's not just Rudy anymore. Now you have multiple players are saying the exact same thing. Stars. We could argue if these guys are elite, all stars, etc., or whatever, mega stars or whatnot. But these are stars.
Okay.
Yeah, you have something to say?
All right. So Magic Star drew a $35,000 fine, $35K fine for strongly implying.
Let me see it.
Oh, I have it on my phone.
Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah, but no, you're saying that this is the last topic. I'm just trying to get this done quickly.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so for strongly implying the officials were on the take, Mark Cuban has never been prouder. Because you know who else has done something like that? Mark Cuban. During the whole finals with the Heat, right? The first one, right? He always insinuated that the referees helped the Heat win that championship.
Oh, you talking about what we talking about? The one you talking about where Shaq played in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, this stuff is not new. It really isn't. This stuff isn't new. But I look at it from the context of who's complaining, right? Then you have one Rudy Gobert, crybaby.
Okay.
Luka Doncic, phenomenal player, great, one of the best players in the league. But he's a crybaby. Always complaining. He's a crybaby. And Mark Cuban, he's a crybaby. Notorious crybaby.
Mm-hmm.
So again, just because they're doing that doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. These guys they don't like the call, and they're gonna try to assume any reason why that call being made. Because let's be real, like I look at Luka Doncic. Let me look at how many times he goes to the free throw line.
Okay.
Right? Let me see how long. Okay, I guarantee you he's in the top 10. Let me see, top 10. Well, you go ahead. In the meantime, we could talk.
Okay. I mean, I think the problem is having that. I think the problem is that you have is that you are just not. Because look, I'm not saying that all what happened to Rudy, was fixed or whatnot. I'm not saying any of that. But now that we have history, like I mentioned before, and now that we have multiple players who's pretty much insinuating the exact same thing, I don't necessarily believe there's any harm to at the very least do extra homework and investigate upon yourself, independent research, to see if some of this stuff is actually legit of what these players are saying. You see, like if you want to completely dismiss everything what Gobert, is insinuating, what everything that Luka is also insinuating, that's fine. You could easily do that. I'm not trying to persuade you to believe that it's completely rigged and fixed the whole entire time, like how it is in WWE, like people like to use as an example. All I'm saying is I don't think it puts any harm of doing some more research to see if maybe what they're saying is actually true, or at least around the ballpark. Because again, go ahead.
All right, so just to conclude, he's number 2 in free throw attempts. So he gets to the foul line all the time. And the one time he don't get a call, he does this. And trust me, he's a constant complainer.
Mm-hmm.
So going all the way to your thing, do you think they should investigate how the referees do their job? They do that already. The referees are judged based on their performance. But look, at the end of the day, when you ref a game with over like 300 players, not every player is gonna like you. not every player is going to like you, and not every player is going to agree with the calls that you make.
Okay.
And not every player is going to react accordingly to the calls. We all know about the history between Scott Foster and Chris Paul.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
those two. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had a time where Joey Crawford, who former referee, he teed up Tim Duncan when he was on the bench.
Was for just laughing.
Yeah. Bro, in this line of work, you're always going to have this type of stuff going on.
Do you remember the time where he stopped KD from shooting the free throw?
Yeah, because he was yelling at the scorekeeper or whatever. Yeah, this is a weird dude, man. But regarded as one of the best referees.
Okay.
Regarded as one of the best referees. But my thing is this, right? You cannot, as a league, have players or coaches insinuate that the outcome is fake. It's not a good look for the league, and especially now when you mentioned gambling, especially now when you have gambling involved, you cannot have a situation where you have players in the league insinuating that the game is fixed. You can't have that. Now again, I'm not saying that it could not happen. It could absolutely happen. We've seen it happen with Tim Donaghy.
Yes.
We've seen it happen with Tim Donaghy. My bad. Is it he or who gives a shit? Who cares? There is a documentary about it also.
Yeah.
I don't know. You seen it?
I didn't see the whole thing.
Are you the one on Netflix?
Oh no, that one. No. All I saw was the interview. Well, go ahead.
I would watch it because it's a great documentary.
Okay.
It's great. And Tim Donaghy, he pretty much insinuated, and the proof looks like it's correct. Remember, at the time it was David Stern who was commissioning the league. It was widely considered, insinuated that when Stern found out about it, he tried to nix it. I forgot what he did, but he pretty much killed the story. I think he was told by investigators what was going on, and then in order because he didn't want it to go any further than how it did, than where it did.
Mm-hmm.
So there were trust me, there were other referees who were involved. It's not just a one-person job. There were definitely other referees involved. So, and I forgot what he did exactly, but I know he did some type of press release or something, and the fall guy was Donaghy.
It was only him, was it?
Right? Yeah, it was only him.
But what happened to the other referees that were involved in it?
They got away scot-free. Because if it kept going, it was gonna make the league look worse and worse and worse. And then they were gonna go into other games. They were gonna investigate other games and stuff like that. And yeah. So and like I said, Donaghy pretty much insinuated that Stern did that to kill the investigation. So that the way he could paint it is that we have one rogue referee, and that we can get rid of him, and then there will never be a problem again. So he was used pretty much as sacrificial lamb.
Okay, so just someone to use as an example.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me let me continue on with the video.
Mm-hmm. I thought they should have suspended him. I don't know about suspension, but I do agree that there should be a fine because the integrity of the game.
You got fined.
I know, I agree. No, that's what he said. I agree. The integrity of the game is the most solid thing that you can have. And so when you put that in question by an actual player, then
hey, look at it.
And he's pointing to the fans like,
oh man. But he will, without any hesitation at all, This as soon as the whistle blew, immediately he went with the gesture saying, "Yeah, you guys are getting paid. Like this game, was probably predetermined. Well, whatever it is, he's not doing this, just to do it. He's not doing it just to taunt. No, like we all said, everything has context, everything has meaning, and I'm telling you, Havano, you may say that he doesn't know what he's talking about, but the fact that he is actually in the league, he certainly more have knowledge to this stuff, or at least the very least have more leverage than we do, because we're just in the outside looking in. He's actually in there
to do what? What did he have knowledge on?
The only people who would actually know about what's going on in the NBA are the people who's actually involved in the NBA, not us.
Well, I mean, as far as like playing the game, yeah, sure. But what does he know about the referees?
All right. Let's continue.
No, that's a serious question. What would he know about the referees?
I mean, maybe he would know. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Maybe, huh?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let me continue.
Like, oh, he's getting paid to be out here.
But why does it feel like that?
Because he didn't get a call.
Hey, Shaq.
He didn't get the call.
Hey, guys.
No,
guys.
calls.
Kitty, I'm going to ask you your opinion.
Inconsistency.
Can you rewind this tape for me one time, please?
Okay. Look at him.
Look, Kitty, tell this fool this is a foul.
That is a foul. That is a foul.
That's a foul.
That is a foul on Jared. That is a foul.
Let me ask you a question.
Look,
Pause.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about here? He's doing the money sign, right? Acting like he did nothing wrong when he clearly elbowed, I think it was Jared Allen in the head. They could easily call a foul on him there. Yeah, because he didn't get a call, now he wants to do the money sign. Luka Doncic is second in the league in free throw attempts. He doesn't get a call, now he wants to do the money sign.
Well, but okay, whatever statistic that you're reading, okay, who's number one?
I think it's Giannis.
Who's number three?
I think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Do they complain?
Not as much as Luka. Luka's top 5 complainer in the league.
But if you are already the second, you have the second most attempts in the whole entire league, what are you complaining for? What would there be for him to complain for if he's constantly going to the line anyway?
Some people like to complain, bro. It's just how it is, man. Some people just like to complain.
Okay.
Oh, this is a foul.
Come on, that's a foul.
Oh man, I wish I could just get it.
It's a foul.
I'm sorry, y'all. That's actually funny, man. That's actually funny. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
Tell this fool this is a foul.
That is a foul. That is a foul.
That's a foul.
That is a foul on Jared Allen.
Jared Allen?
No, a foul on Gobert to Jared Allen.
I know that. And he's going to talk about somebody's rigging the game. You just slammed the guy almost down. But it bothered me, man.
The man got fined. Let's move on.
Yeah, no, he just agree. I agree.
This is one of the rare.
Now, he's going to talk and do more commentating. Now, here's the other thing that I also want to mention. What sense does it make if you are going to find somebody, dude, $100,000? Has anyone ever been fined that much before?
I don't know, but this is not the first time he's done this. It's not the first time he's ever criticized referees. Well, the way he did it, in a way that insinuated that they're cheating for the other team or some bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his first time. He's not a first time offender.
So you think the reason why it was that much because it was the first time?
Yeah.
That to me, I find it very interesting, or I shouldn't say interesting, very fishy. That I don't know. It just find it so suspicious that if you're going to find somebody that much, why not just suspend him? If what he did was that egregious, and you feel like it will ruin the integrity of the game, or if you think people are going to find it, suspending $100,000, but yet it doesn't want a suspension. I find it to be interesting. That I don't find that to be, it just doesn't go hand in hand in my opinion. Like it makes no sense to fine you that much money, and yet it costs you this much money, but it doesn't cost you a game. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you get suspended for stuff that happens in game, or
that happened in game. That happened in game.
No, he got the money sign thing, but that's not something that will affect that's not something that will affect you playing the game.
Wait, what?
That's not something that will help you. It's not going to affect you actually playing the game. I'm looking at reasons why a guy would get suspended. Either it was a team fine, or if he took something that he wasn't supposed to take, or if he got in trouble outside the game with by the law or something like that. Like talking shit about the referee does not warrant a suspension.
Okay.
Moments where I disagree with Charles Barkley. If Rudy Gobert,
he's just talking about his opinion. I don't think we need that. But shout out to you anyway. Look, like the article pretty much says that he's getting 100,000 for directing inappropriate, unprofessional gestures towards the game, publicizing and publicly criticizing the officiating. We all know how many times players criticize officials. I get it. I truly do. The only thing is, though, I've said this many times before, and I said it today. But the fact that you have multiple people are saying the exact same thing and now doing the same gestures, I do believe that it, at the very least, would cause an incentive for people, whether it's me, you, or whoever, to do our own homework to figure out what the hell is going on here. Why our coaches and owners and players are saying that things are fixed? Why are they all saying that? Well, what I don't understand. What will you gain for just making something up, like just lying throughout your teeth? It doesn't make any sense for you to just come up with all these lies. So I think they know something. They know something is going on here. And am I saying that I'm just gonna constantly dig in? Yeah, I will dig in. I will do my own homework and see if there's any rigging going on and whatnot. I'm not saying that it is. All I'm saying is, because we have history that it happened before, don't be surprised that it's happening now.
Okay. First of all, like I'm not. What am I researching? We should do our own research based on what? Basically, what people do when people say do your own research, what they mean by that normally is that believe any conspiracy theory that anyone wants to bring up. That's pretty much what it is. Believe your own conspiracy theory.
But even
regardless of what the truth is. Go ahead.
But even Gilbert Arenas said that it was like fixed and rigged and whatnot.
I don't give two flying fuck what Gilbert Arenas had to say about anything. Have you heard some of the bullshit he said? Again, not everything he says is wrong, but when you have a guy who says that the Europeans are the reason why the league is where it is, I don't want to hear nothing from him.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I don't want to hear jack shit from him.
Okay.
He just talks just to talk. And sometimes it's entertaining, but sometimes he's just talking out of his ass.
Okay.
Now again, like when I see the people who are complaining, right? I'm looking at guys who are complainers. So why would I take what they're saying seriously if all they do is complain? Rudy Gobert is a complainer.
Okay.
He's never committed a foul in his life. Never. Luka Doncic is a complainer. If a guy does something uncharacteristic, then yeah, I'll listen to him more because I know that he's not. If something had to have happened to where he's reacting the way that he's doing. But guys like Luka, guys like Rudy, guys like Kyle Lowry, and frankly, guys like Chris Paul, they don't have the benefit of the doubt with me.
Oh, they don't.
No, they don't. Like guys like Draymond Green. They don't have the benefit of the doubt with me.
So you feel this? Do you feel the same? So you feel the same about Chris Paul, Patrick Beverly, like all of those guys?
I mean, Patrick Beverly, I don't see him complain too much to referees.
Okay.
But I know Chris Paul is a complainer. Kyle Lowry is a complainer. Like, Luka Doncic is a complainer. If they're just complaining just to complain, even if their complaint is valid, like at the end of the day, like you can't what the league doesn't want you doing is insinuating that the league is rigged. Because all you're doing is trying to hurt the league in that point, just because you didn't get a call.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just something you can't do. You're gonna cost the league money, and ultimately you're gonna cost yourself money. So when the league makes money, salary go up, and these referees are judged. They're judged, but even like I said before, not every player is gonna like the referees. Gonna like every referee. It's human. We're all human.
Well, shout out to Ed. He sent me a quick. Okay, let me read this and then I have to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
everybody comments that I have to read.
Yeah, he said it's all entertainment broadcasted on the networks they own, networks that they own, where they also have expanded the level on how to monetize this entertainment for gambling purposes, etc. Waste of time. Takes your time away and focus, from God, and introduces idolatry into your world with so-called celebrity athletes, aka self-appointed demigods. Dude, it's not rocket science. So he pretty much, what he's saying it's completely rigged, the same way that it is, with the NFL, and he thinks that it's just a way for them to monetize it, because obviously there's gambling involved, and obviously for ratings, people say they do it for ratings, and etc. etc. So what I'm telling you, Huvvi,
can I respond quick?
Okay, go ahead.
I want to respond. So he's saying that all the sports are rigged.
Right? Well, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I'm just asking questions. You have the text message. So he's saying that all the sports are rigged.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what?
Based on. Let me see. Okay. Broadcasts on networks they have their expanded on level of how to monetize the entertainment and for gambling purposes.
So they weren't gambling on this stuff before? Sports have always been betted on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm not understanding the correlation here. So because people gamble on it, that means it's rigged?
Well, yeah, a lot of people use that argument. It's because the people gamble, they use it a way to rig games, to make money, to make extra money.
For what reason?
Well, I don't know for what reason, but
I would like to ask Ed these questions for a reason, because you have to have something to gamble on. You have to have something to gamble on. That's why it's there. That's why it exists. But because you're gambling, that means that the outcome is rigged. What outcome is rigged? Because if it's rigged, then it would all happen the same way. Now, would it?
It could probably happen differently, perhaps.
I mean, but if the result happens, then all they can do is dismiss it as, oh, it was rigged. Or if this team gets destroyed, oh, it's rigged. If this team upsets this other team, oh, it's rigged. Oh, this game ends in a tie, oh, it's rigged. You get where I'm going with this?
Okay. Yeah.
It don't matter what they do, you just believe that it's fake. That it don't exist, that is rigged.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you think?
No. That's all he said.
No, he said more. He said more than that.
Oh yeah. It takes your focus away from God, introduces idolatry into your world.
Okay. It's fine. I'm not even gonna comment on that. Let me. Do you have anything else to say?
Well, I mean, people do idolize these athletes, which I firmly am completely against. People do that. Yes, they do. That's true. Whether if you believe in God or not, which I know you don't, but yeah, people do use people like LeBron James or Steph Curry, etc., as their someone that they idolize, or they worship those people. Yes, I do believe that.
People do that in all walks of life.
They do that,
it's not exclusive to sports.
Okay, but that's fine. But yeah, you could say that you are idolizing that as well. That they're your idol, or that's pretty much your God. Because
I like watching the sport, so I shouldn't be labeled because I like watching the sport. It sound like someone who just doesn't like sports and would much rather have you listen to God for 24/7 than watch sports. At least that's what it comes off as to me.
Yeah,
it's not about idolizing anything. I like watching basketball. I like watching football.
No, but you could still. It can be a form of idolatry. I see where he's coming from. I see where he's coming from.
Then don't watch.
I see where he's coming.
But he's the same guy who's saying, "Oh, all this stuff is rigged," while also saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be watching it." So if it was real, you're still not going to commit idolatry if it was real. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't like sports, then don't watch it. It's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, I do try to keep an open mind to things, because you told me for years, a long time ago, that I need to keep an open mind to stuff.
What?
That's what you.
I told you to keep an open mind to people who are not bad people. Not to conspiracy theories and other crap.
Now you're trying to like minimize it.
No. Look, if someone's saying something that's not true, then I'm not going. I can't listen to these people.
Okay.
I don't know when I told you this. I'm starting to feel like I regret it. But I think for you, I think you pick and choose when you want to listen to people, which is fine. We all do it. I'm not gonna shit on you for it. I do it too.
Okay.
I do it too. So it doesn't even matter. But to me, my thing is this, right? And we can, like I said, I have to read the comments, then we can move on. I cannot sit there and be like, oh well, this is rigged, this is fake, and all. No, I can't do it. Especially if there's no proof to it.
Okay.
But it's very easy to discredit anything that you see based on results that you don't like. If something happened that you don't like, oh, this is rigged. This is this is that, and this and all the other stuff. For whatever reason, maybe they don't like a player, they don't like a team, they don't like a sport, whatever. They'll dismiss the results that they see because they want to believe that it's fake. And that's fine. But if I'm seeing it and I know how hard it is to do what they're doing,
mm-hmm.
that I know the money that goes into what they're doing and everything that goes on, knowing the everything that goes into gambling, right? and everything that goes along with that. Why am I taking a random person and trying to listen to them over people who actually live through it, who actually work hard for it? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, if people believe what they want to believe, but at the end of the day, like, I don't take the stuff that, like, when it comes to the players, I don't take some of the stuff. It depends on the player. It's not all of them.
Yeah.
But certain players, if they're complaining, they're just complainers. A lot of them are just complainers. Like Luka, notorious complainer. Rudy Gobert, notorious complainer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't take those guys seriously. I can't. So it's like I can't, I can't sit there and be like, oh, well, they may have a point. No, because look, if they're gonna complain over every single call, then how am I supposed to know what they're saying is legit or not? If they're just gonna complain about every call they don't get.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and then when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to people claiming that it's fake or rigged, I don't have time for those people. I really don't.
You're not even going to give them a chance to explain.
No, because if I can debunk it, then what else is there to explain? If I can debunk it, then there's nothing else to explain.
No, but the problem with you is that I don't see you dismissing stuff. Like I already know you have a habit of dismissing stuff. Whatever it's, you just want to dismiss it, or you just don't care. Like, that's fine. The problem is that you don't even want to. You wouldn't even have the give them the time to even hear them out. That's the thing. You don't even want to hear them out to at least have a conversation. Give him a chance to present his case, his or her case. You don't even want to do that.
Because I know it's coming from a place of ignorance, and unfortunately, and I'm not talking about anyone in Pacific, but the problem with this country right now is that a lot of people talk from a place of ignorance, and they have and that ignorance has a platform. When someone's a bullshitter, they should be called out immediately, and there's proof of them being called out on their bullshittery. And people just want to ignore it, and don't want to call it out for whatever reason. And I don't believe in that. So instead of arguing and complaining and everything like that, I'm just going to dismiss it, because at the end of the day, I know what you believe, and I know what I believe, and I know that what I believe is a lot closer to reality than you do. If you want to live in denial, that's fine. We can still coexist. It is what it is. But anyone who sits there and be like, oh, this is fake and all the other shit, and they just come up with all this stuff that can get debunked, and there's no real point in having an argument. So
okay. Well, let's get to the comics. I have to go. The last final thing I want to say is that at the very least I am going to do independent research. I know you're not going to, but I'm going to. I don't think it's a coincidence that all these players are saying the exact same thing. And as far as Ed, I do now look. I know you don't believe in God, but I do try to work on my salvation with fear and trembling. And whenever there's something that I'm investing in, something I'm consuming, I do have to be careful of how much time I'm constantly putting in a particular activity that I do. Because I don't want that to be as a substitute for my relationship, with God and my Bible reading and things like that. But that's I'm only saying that as a response to Eddie, that I do agree with him. When it comes to that, people do idolize these players, leagues, entertainment, and you should not do. You shouldn't be doing that. But that's another topic for another day. Go ahead with the comments.
All right, so shout out to Ryan Meadows.
What's going on, Ryan?
Let me see. Nolan said that after the Niners blew that lead had the ref tell them the rules, and they said they didn't know. It's clear that sports are fixed. I don't agree with that, Nolan.
Wait. And Nolan, if you have time, what game are you talking about? The Niners game blew that lead and had the. But what game is that? Like, can
I
you?
think about the Niners and the Chiefs. Talking about Super Bowl. Because there was Niner players who didn't know the overtime rules.
Oh, the overtime rule. Okay. That's right. Well, I mean that's on them. How the heck do you do not know? Like that's on them. But I also blame the coach for that too. Like I blame the coach for not informing the players what the rules are. I understand that you probably focusing on other things, but you're in the league. If people outside of the league knows the rules, you should know it also. Come on, man.
So Mulder said the 06 finals were definitely not rigged. Nolan said that he earned that. It's clear they sabotaged the AC for them to lose. That was it.
That one,
Now,
you know what's funny? You and Mr. B, I think this was at Mr. B's house.
Yeah. We were there.
Yeah,
we watched it. And
okay, go ahead.
Now, when it comes to that game, clearly there's some shenanigans that were going on. Okay. But if they lose the game, they won the next game, right? It was 1-1 at the end of two. Like I'm not blaming the AC for the Heat losing that series. The Spurs kicked their ass. Did they use some shenanigans to get them a game one win? Yeah, clearly they did that.
Okay,
they clearly did that.
So we got more history. Go ahead.
No, but that has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with the NBA. That has to do with the Spurs. That has nothing to do with the NBA.
And not only that, but they are how the Spurs had cooling equipment and cooling drinks, not other stuff for their team, but nothing for the other team. Like, yeah, come on, man.
I mean, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't provide the other team anything.
But then it's not an even playing field because isn't the AC for everybody? Shouldn't aren't we using the AC to cool everyone?
I mean, it's my house, it's my home, it's hometown advantage. I mean, it's not the Spurs' job to make the Heat comfortable.
Okay.
A player that's known as the top scorer in the league is going to get calls he doesn't deserve. That's true. The same way a player that's known as a top defender is going to get away with calls. For example, a player like PJ Tucker that fouls you the whole game. Fouls you the whole game.
Oh yeah, Moto. That's good, Moto.
Critical job. He said the most rigged game was Super Bowl 40, Steelers versus Seahawks, to the point the refs had apologized live.
Oh,
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I remember the game, but I don't remember everything that happened in that game.
If the officials had to, apologize, what is it? They obviously.
What are they apologizing for?
But here's the thing: if they are apologizing of the way how they officiated the game, it was far more than one call. If you have multiple referees apologizing, they did. I don't believe it for a second that they made one or two missed calls and now they're apologizing for it. No.
But what was they apologizing for?
I mean, good job will have to tell us.
Yeah. Shaq was smart to say shut up.
I mean, look. All that clip is going to do is just cause more controversy and more people to talk. That's what it's going to do. And then you're going to have guys like Huvvi hates Gilbert Arenas. You're gonna have. No,
I don't hate Gilbert Arenas, but he says a lot of stupid shit on his show, and the show is full of guys who say nothing but stupid shit.
But the problem is, even if a guy has a track record of saying stupid stuff, the league is not happy that you have current stars and former stars talking about their games being rigged and fixed. That's not good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's why they fined Rudy Gobert the way they did. Critical Josh said bonafide scrub Ben Simmons was fined $30,000 if you're talking about big fines. Was he fined for? I wonder what he was fined for. Probably
Maybe
for not playing enough.
And speaking of Ben Simmons, that dude just needs to retire. He needs to retire. Like I'm. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, at that point, I would say yeah.
You would agree with me now?
Yeah,
okay.
He needs to retire because I actually did want to do that as a topic, but to me, I just find it weird that you've had this back issue since Philadelphia, and you tell me all this time you haven't seen specialists for it, and his agent taking the blame for it. And I'm like, bro, like if you're getting paid that money, if the one thing that you as a professional that you have to do is you have to do everything in your power to get right so that you can do your job.
Yes.
Right? You have that's the least you can do. Now again, if he had these problems are serious, and I do believe they are serious, then you have to have a conversation with people about what you're going to do. But that shouldn't be the agent's job to determine whether you should get this or that. That's on you at the end of the day. That's on you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's your body. And I get rehab is a bitch, definitely. Rehab is a bitch. But if it's something that you want to do, you have to do everything in your power to make sure that you're back on the court as healthy as you can.
Agreed.
So yeah, so Multa said that Gilbert Arenas has a whole lot of talks a whole bunch of nonsense to say, had a whole bunch of stuff to say to get attention. I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Literally always sides with the current and very recent players, so they like him just like JJ Redick. What those guys do is spend all day bashing the players before them. Luka and all NBA crybaby, please shut the F up. Big moments, yes. Big league, no. And I agree. I can agree with that. You have moments where things look fishy, absolutely. But is the whole league that? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think he even open to to the moment. Like you literally justified of what the forget about the Lakers and all the other teams. You pretty much on the side what the Spurs did to Miami Heat when it comes to the whole.
But that's not an NBA thing. That's a San Antonio Spurs thing. I guarantee you the league would have preferred it if they had air conditioning in the game. But they're not going to cancel the series over it.
No, but don't you think that compromised the series somewhat?
No,
because one could argue that Miami should have been 2-0 in that series.
And the way they played in Miami, they were going to lose that series anyway. I'm just saying. Nolan said the ref came and explained it to them at the start. Okay. Let me see here. Gilbert is damn entertaining though. Yeah, it can be entertaining at times, but when you're just saying stupid shit for the sake of saying stupid shit, then I can't deal with that.
I mean, I do listen to some of his clips, but I can't sit and watch his whole entire thing because some of the stuff that he do say, sometimes I do wonder if he's just doing it, just for clickbait or just to go viral. Sometimes I do wonder that.
No, I know he has no filter, but like, bro, like some of the stuff you're saying is just dumb.
Yeah,
there's no coming back for Simmons.
Absolutely not. And quite frankly, Malta, and look, I know maybe some of you may say, "Oh, Stevie, I'm being a hypocrite right now," because I always talk about how people deserve second chances. This dude had his second chance, and he had his third chance, and I'm officially over it. I'm over watching somebody who does not want to put the work in to be the best player that he could be. This was just a waste of talent. Go ahead.
The moment of truth for Ben Simmons is when his current contract is up. What's he gonna do after that?
Yeah.
Because if you're a team, there's no way. If you're an NBA team, there's no way in hell I would bring him in.
No.
No way in hell. Unless he proves that he's either healthy or mentally stable. He has to prove both those things before I can even give him an opportunity. Let me see. Now, Mota said that he highly doubts that his back hurts. I think his back hurts, but I just think there's more to it than that. And if your back hurts that bad, then you have to do you like the situation with your back. That's something that should have been decided months ago. If you're gonna have surgery on your back, that's something that should have been decided months ago.
Yeah.
Not now, not just now. I don't believe that. Who remembers when Kwame Brown challenged Stephen A. Smith, Gilbert Arenas, and all these people to a fight? Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, none of them. Yeah, they all ran away.
Well, I don't think he challenged them to a fight. I just think that he called all of them out.
Oh, okay.
So Critical Drop said they apologized because the game was one-sided and it stopped the Seahawks momentum. Watch the highlights, you'll see.
Okay. Now, Huvvi. Like I said before, see, I just told you, I just said this. I don't believe if what Critical Drop is saying is true. It wasn't because of one or two calls. This was an ongoing thing.
Well, that's the thing. I don't remember how the game went. That's the thing. I don't remember how the game went.
And if they had to apologize, obviously, something fishy was going on. So, I mean,
I wonder if there's truth to Spurs having special cooling equipment that the Heat didn't. They clearly did.
Yes.
I mean, but it is what it is. Like, it is what it is, man. Like, I'm not gonna harp over, air conditioning. Like, no, like,
for real?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Like, at the end of the day, like, you guys are professionals. Either you play and win or lose or whatever. It don't matter. Like, you're gonna have to play the game anyway. And trust me, you see, dude. If you watch those old school highlights, like those, especially the games in the '80s, bro, and especially in the Boston Garden. Oh my God! Imagine how hot it was in there. I couldn't be me, man. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, but still, I still believe that they should have had some type of cooling equipment. Like would you say that it would be fair like they had drinks and the Heat didn't have any drinks? Like, come on, man. If the AC goes down, everybody should have cooling equipment, or nobody gets any cooling equipment to keep it fair.
Yeah, fair my ass. Anyways, all right, Malta, thank you for watching. Critical Drop, thank you for watching. Ruben, thank you for watching. Nolan, thank you for watching. Ryan Meadows, thank you for watching. New Pimp 77, thank you for watching. Let's see here. Rudolphi, thank you for watching. Yeah, I said Ruben, right? Yeah. Oh, James, thank you for watching. Soul, thank you for watching. Whitney, thank you for watching. Yeah, so tomorrow, more than likely, we will continue the podcast. F, thank you for watching. Brian, thank you for watching. We will continue the podcast. We have obviously we'll talk about the PS5 Pro specs.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about Resident Evil 5. There's another topic that I'll tell you about tomorrow. That we'll add.
Oh, you don't want to spoil it. Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
so
I'm glad we'll talk about Paul Pierce also.
Yeah. I gotta get going, you all, and so we will finish the rest of the podcast tomorrow. And I appreciate you guys for sticking with us this late. It's almost 12 o'clock. Sucks for me, but we will be here tomorrow. Please don't forget to share, like, and yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. This is the Traditionalist 101 signing out. Have a good one.
All right, later, guys.